what is wrong with Trinidad. You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an ex-con and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with my wheels, tape deck, computer, air condition 8-cylinder. With much new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive.
That will be made is it's a lot of money. Well, Grenadians deserve a lot of money.
Finance. I just wanted to make one additional point with respect to the pensioner. So the retroactive pension that is paid now, all those persons who have received those payments are now added to the pension payroll. So you'll continue receiving your monthly pensions going forward. So essentially, we're talking about 2,200 persons now on the payroll, and an additional 525 being added to that as part of the pension payroll going forward. And whenever someone retires, based on the job.
Yes, Igwe. Good day, good evening, one, good evening, all, good evening to the silent listeners. Good evening to the regular listeners and callers. And good evening to the naysayers. Good evening to the cynics. And good evening to the enemies of the program. Deuteronomy 28 and verses 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So, when the Ancient of Days, KB, good afternoon, say, be kind to the poor and the weak and the meek, and you're taking advantage on them, the curse go come and visit you. Good afternoon, callers. Real FM for Independent Talk for Sunday, 12 February 2023. Grenada is my constituency. Real FM is my parliament. I'm the people's spokesman. They elected me so, and KB. And we continue to be blessed by the Ancient of Days. Folks, we have a packed program today. With all fairness, I don't know if you'll get through all because there's a lot to unpack. We have to talk about marketing board, we have to talk about the police, we have to talk about pension. There's a developing situation with fish, KB, they can't export fish. And lack of institutional knowledge again lead to that. But the two clips you play, Igwe, I need you to play it because first of all, I will deal with the debacle or the big joke or the prank of pension. And I want the two clips play just to draw a parallel, and I will tell people why. And at the same time, after I play the two clips, because I want the people to hear what's coming, I want you to line up the AG, Senator Claudia Joseph, when she talk about irreparable damage to the country. Because I will draw the parallel and draw the line. So that's the first take we're going to go. So give me back the clips.
Will be made. The excuse that will be made is it's a lot of money. Well, Grenadians deserve A lot of money.
Finance. I just wanted to make one additional point with respect to the pensioner. So the retroactive pension that is paid now, all those persons who have received those payments are now added to the pension payroll. So you'll continue receiving your monthly pension going forward. So essentially, we're talking about 2,200 persons now on the payroll, and an additional 525 being added to that as part of the pension payroll going forward. And whenever someone retires, based on the
Yes, indeed.
So, all the talk about pension are watching them. Now, what is the excuse for calling people and ask them to bring back money you pay them? What is the excuse? Because the PS, and we're going through that, Igwe. The PS says there is 2,200 people already on pension. So the formula for working out for pension is already known. And then you see about 500 thereabouts will be added. But you don't know the formula to pay that 500. You call in and ask. Well, KB, when I got it in the news, because I was so confused, Igwe, when I heard it in the news. I say it was a big joke.
Yeah.
I say it was somebody playing a prank on the National Democratic Congress.
I feel they lie on the Congress.
So I tell him, man, I say, watch, you know how I stand with the Congress, but don't do them that.
Yeah, don't give source information.
The man say, call XYZ. By the time I pick up my phone, some friends of mine who they call and ask back for money, say, Master Carl, by look at I get this information here. And the man them say they give me too much money. Because one of the guy, Igwe, I say to him, but how come you and a man had it around the same service? Same rank. But the man getting around $60,000 more than you. I say something do right. I say something really, really, really do right. I say something really, really don't right. Because that can be right. Then the man say, well, Master Carl, look at the thing about it. And the man saying, boy, look at what I do with the phones. And the man don't sleep last night or this morning. The man calling. So I say, I must bring it up on the radio. But I bring it up because I know some way along the line, they go look to blame an NPA or blame somebody. They won't shoulder that responsibility because it's a leadership by avoidance, the Prime Minister thing. So when he come in River Sally today, and then people are going to ask him about that thing. So people who go in River Sally,
Or Sab.
no amount of food you cooking today, go and ask him. And please don't let him try to cut wood today because that's not looking good. But the end to ask him, well, why really go on with that pension thing there? Because leadership by avoidance, when to pay you, bring all kind of people and you take all the credit. Now the thing, you should stand up and take it. Okay, B, what is instructive here and listeners? Honorable Dennis Cornwall and Honorable Lennox Andrew should know. And whilst we at it, some school children from River Sally Government School tell me to ask my MP, Mr. Cornwall, because we don't see you. They say, ask MP Cornwall if he get paid already. I don't know, they say to ask him that. So I using the medium here because somebody go tell him I say that. Somebody go tell my MP, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall, that the school children of River Sally Government School ask if he get paid already. But that matter only he and he could answer. I can answer that, KB. But they tell me to ask that and seeing that I'm the people's spokesman.
Yeah, that's your responsibility.
And seeing that they call me and tell me to ask him. So they tell me to ask Mr. Dennis. Because Dennis, you of all persons, with this whole situation about payment and asking back money, you should know.
Yeah.
Because I used to believe Lennox Andrew should know, but he don't know. Because if he go in Barbados and couldn't defend 70 million, I take a dim view at him, KB.
Of course, yes.
If he bring a man up now with sugar and flour
back and neck
and goods on the pot and substance resembling that of detergent, that they know, they don't know what negotiating. So if I also believe and I also call on Mr. Lennox Andrew, but I realize he don't know. You couldn't go and defend 70 million. Tie on your shoulder, you couldn't go and defend 70 million. And I'll come back and say NNP lose it. But tell the people I'll go yonder. And I couldn't defend 70 million and the people laugh at it.
They couldn't make a case.
I couldn't make a case. So he left up to Mr. Carnwell because you've been in this finance thing, I'll send kids all about, so you should know. So Mr. Carnwell, my MP, what really going on? Oh, because I think your brother is the PS. And Mr. PS, don't take your debt like sheep. Because it's Lennox Andrew who say he had sabotaged the last time NDC was in government for late salaries. And this month the salary was late. And some don't get paid. And then school children say, ask my MP, Mr. Carnwell, if he get paid already. So I don't know. That's what the school children ask, because you know River Valley Government School. River Valley is one of the biggest polling area in the country. You have a lot of relatives there under. Some of your relatives might go in the school, all kind of thing. So we want to know. And seeing that it is believable, there's information to suggest, KB, that the Honorable Prime Minister, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the Minister of Finance, might be in Grenville eating or cooking, might be in Vasali, eating or cooking food.
Yes, man.
Or in Sab. I want the people to go out there and say, sir, why you want to take back the money? Is it because I can count? I don't know. Because here I want answers. Like I tell you, KB, when I just say it, I say big joke. And the thing about it, KB, I was in a function, you know. This radio station had an anniversary function. Whilst trying to, you know, socialize with the people and have a good time, my phone ringing like crazy. So I said, well, why my phone keep ringing like that? So I went outside KB. When I went outside,
yeah.
KB was there.
Yeah.
And then when I heard it in the news, I was so confused. I say, big joke.
Yeah, man.
I tell the person I call me and say, you sure that not a prank? I say, because them men and them does make mistake every week. But they make one last week already in marketing board. But you sure they go make one this week again? And then the man say, but yeah, because call that man.
They ask back for the money.
When I call that man, the man say, by master call you, they tell me I get too much money.
They ask back for the money.
But KB, I told the guy, I say what? Based on the fact that you get that amount, and a man who in the same rank, same amount of service with you, get that much less than you, something not right.
They can add and subtract.
But I play the clip by the PS to put the record straight.
Yeah, man.
The PS knew that there was 2,200 on it. NNP used to pay pension to 2,200 people. So all he talk about NNP used to pay pension, lie.
Yeah.
Let them challenge me on that. And I just go play the clip of the PSC and I ain't arguing with them. Let them go and beat up on it. But he said the 500 they go hard. Yes. And there the problem come. Man getting 200,000. Wow. In same rank with man, and the next man getting 90,000. I said something do right.
They pay some people.
But I really thought they paying based on color.
Yeah.
Because all them men and them who and know what get a lot, they supporting this present administration.
The Congress.
And those who get a little bit, some of them they supporting the past administration. So I say, in my joke, I say, by they paying all on color. Don't watch that. Don't watch free. So I don't get something. Just wipe them out and thing. But no. They say bring it back.
Those NDC get.
I don't know. They say bring it back. Man say they cut in the hand. I say I go want that hand.
Yeah.
Very soon. Because I demand KB that they call election this year. You know, they can't continue to make a lot of mistakes.
No.
Call election this year. Get a fresh mandate. If the people vote you back, so be it. But call election because too much thing happening. And I don't want to hear about all the just come. So when the MP for Kareku say, you had only $2 in your account, that's what he like, KB. But maybe he don't get paid too.
No, he don't lie.
Maybe he don't get paid too.
So who responsible for paying that extra money?
Maybe he don't get paid too, so he telling people he had $2 in your account. And fact check me on that. So when the school children say to ask my MP, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall, if he get paid, I say, but I hear a man in Carrickwa MP say $2 he had in your account, so maybe this guy don't get paid too. So what going on? I want a clip by Mr. Lennox Andrew de Igwe. I want a formative, we go pay. Because what the people are the concerned, KB, you know?
Yeah, man.
While the Congress was going around, they say, fellas, all it doesn't pay all he. Give me.
So don't worry your head too much about empty treasury. Empty treasury. We in the NDC, we have the exposure. We have had the exposure. Good? And we know what to do to find money, to look after the needs of our people. And as I have the mic, let me say, as we go around the country and we speak to our people, that's a topic that they always say to us, we go pay salary late and we don't know how to run a country. Tell them that we say we know how to run a country.
Yes, sir.
And tell them that we wouldn't pay salary late. All right? Tell them that affirmatively. We're not going to pay salary late and we know how to run a country.
So Kennedy Woodlal, you don't know how to run a country because I can count. And I pay salary late, and in some cases I don't pay. KB. So the people was right when they asked them that.
Of course, yes.
So that's what I tell you. I believe Mr. Andrew didn't know. I used to say he's one of them guys, and he and Mr. Cornwall. I see when even me used to say inexperience, lack of institutional knowledge, and arrogance. I say them is big people.
Yeah.
Them is senior citizens, so they shouldn't be arrogant. They should have some respect for people. They shouldn't be disrespectful to people. They shouldn't cuss in police bad word and say, give me my so-and-so license. They shouldn't be telling police woman that.
No, man.
And they should know about the economy. But then I realized Mr. Andrews was one of going Barbados and fail.
Yeah, man.
Doubt that, Mr. Andrew.
He can't make a case.
Challenge me.
He cannot make a case.
You lose 70 million on behalf of the Grenadian people. Doubt that. Bring facts and doubt me. And those who listening, what vex, call the station and prove otherwise. And then you leave Mr. Cornwall. But then Mr. Cornwall, institutional knowledge, you should have some. You work in finance down here, you work all in ECCB all about. You should be a known, reputable guy in the thing. The school children actually should get paid already. I don't know what that means. And don't cost the police and them, no, Mr. Cornwall. Stop doing that.
When all your bunks stand up.
You have brothers and things who is police or is police. Don't do that. You are Navy and things who is police. Not to do that. You don't want other people to do them that same thing. Not to do that. Stop it.
Yeah.
My rep are speaking to you as my rep because it's my rep. I didn't vote for you.
Yeah.
But the majority of people in the constituency vote for you. So you is my rep. I could go down Google, climb Palmis, KB.
Yeah, man.
He's my rep.
Don't run away from accident.
So stop jackassing it.
Don't do it.
Don't cost police.
Don't do it.
Is the law people? And we have to deal with the police today, you know.
Yeah, man.
Is the law people?
Yeah.
Because remember, the Commissioner of Police is a creature of statute, a constitutional position. And when I look into send men in England for 6 months and come back and take a walk, as school children say, it's problem.
Yeah, man.
And the Yankees and the Brits and them, they won't like that. And most time when the shooting is happen, they just cut funding. I don't want that to happen here. Mr. Cornwall, I'm speaking to you. Stop it. And advise the Prime Minister because they in your constituency today. So go up there and tell him, watch. Massacre them there on the radio. And they put in heavy pressure on me to represent. So represent. Gates under clip by the AG day. Because I want to tie up that whole thing and people understand the whole thing. Because they prove they cannot manage the country. They prove they go pay late and don't pay. So, Mr. Andrew, you fail. So your words don't have much substance. You don't have no grip. You don't have no gum. Because you fail on your pronouncement. So let me hear the AG now.
Raise the issue of contract work and how unfair contract work is, whether it's taking place in the public sector or the private sector, and the need to regularize as much as we can contract workers. But let's be straight. We're going to be straight with the nation. Contract work and pension reform must go together. Because we commit to pay the retroactive pension, and we are doing so. We understand the import of the ruling of the court. But so as not to do severe damage, perhaps even irreparable damage to our economy in the long run, we must work out a pension plan going forward that's sustainable. Because as it stands now, when people retire, they are entitled to NIS, that's public servants I mean, they are entitled to NIS plus government pension, and government pension is a non-contributory pension, which means the government alone pays everything into the pension fund, plus under the NIS law, the government pays 6% into the NIS, into the National Insurance Fund. So, going forward, that will be a really hefty sum that the IMF and everybody else have already warned is not sustainable going forward as it is. Plus, if we regularize contract workers across the board without at the same time treating with pension reform, what do? We bloat the public service, we expand the public service, and in so doing, the amount of people who would be eligible for pension. So we call on our friends in the labor movement to sit with us and work out an acceptable mode going forward, where everyone will be happy, where we will not leave an unbearable financial burden for those who come after us, and where those who retire going forward.
So, unbearable, that is what she used for those who come after us. Severe damage, irreparable damage to the economy, that is what she used, because the IMF on them. Because the IMF already recognized KB, the road that man and going on is problem. But I want you to play the prank by Mr. Dennis Cornwall when he say he go make everybody. So people in the St. Patrick's East constituency go by Tobin this evening and ask Mr. Cornwall what he mean when he say they go make all contract workers stay. Hold on. Ask him for the children in River Sally government school if he get paid already. Ask him why they paying late. And ask the Prime Minister why he asking back for the money if he can count. Let me hear Mr. Cornwall with the prank. Here a prank he put on the Granian public.
And this government will put an end to contract workers in the
Here the
public
big
service
joke.
as soon as it takes office. And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status.
Your friends and them go tell you I call your name again, my representative, Mr. Cornwall. You pull a prank on the Grenadian public. Big joke. No parallel. I go put an end to contract work. I put in an end because you're making them go. You're right. That's the prank you put on the Grenadian public. Kiwi, Sister Claudette say the IMF on them about doing severe damage and irreparable damage to the country and the economy about the pension payments and so on. And we live to see within 7 months, okay, be not long, 7 months, them boy them do greater work. It don't take them long to do greater work, Marketing board mashing up, the police force mashing up. Men are fishing now, can't export the fish because lack of institutional knowledge. All you know I have to write and send report, I don't doing it. You go hear them blaming NP about the fish can go again. They want them how much time. They say, well, are you late on report? They say, are you late on report? Bring the people report. I don't bring it. No, the people that have the fish can go away. Or not even in tree that fish could go. And I was saying, the MP in Carrick saying they do tremendous. Yeah, I do tremendous damage. KB, I think I had my first salvo. I turn the thing on to you now, KB.
Master Carl.
Take it away.
Master Carl, I really don't know where to start. Honestly. When I heard the news,
you were so confused.
The Ministry of Finance asking pension workers to return money because they pay them too much money. I said, no, that is not true. I don't believe. I said, somebody lying on these NDC people. I said, I can't believe that. Because they always have the answer to all the problem when they're out of government. How come when they're in government now, they cannot find no solution to no problem? So I said, I don't believe that. That will undoubtedly tax the power of belief. I don't believe the government asking the pensioners who they pay pension to bring back the money because they give them too much money. I said they lie on NDC. I said they lie. I inquire and inquire only to realize they contact some police officers. They say they pay the man over $100,000, too much money. One supposed to get 50,000, they pay him 120,000, too much. So they panicking. They asking them to bring back the money. I said, well, look, the same pension that make them is the same pension that will break them. We always want them. We always want the people of this country. Don't hand over the country to little children. We had a revolution. We give little children gun. They shoot cow. They shoot cook. They shoot donkey. They shoot prime minister. They mash it up. How you could take the country now after all this history and give it back to little children? They go mash it up again. We warn you, we say don't give them. They go mash it up. They don't appreciate. He has some children. The parents build up empire. And before they die, they willed it to the children. In 2 days' time, they wear gold chain. They wear Nike. They wear Adidas. They go and sleep in hotel. They ruin the company. They don't appreciate what the parents had left in will for them. They mash it up. Irresponsibility. You go and you hand over country to NDC. We warn you, don't do that. Don't make the mistake. Study your history well. When I heard the news, the NDC government asking pensioners to return the money because they give them too much money, I say, some people already spend the money. Who build house? Who buy car? Who put it on fixed deposit? Who invest it on the children? Where they getting money to give back? What you go tell the people? Imagine, Honorable Ken Mitchell, the box stop at your feet. You in charge. Nothing could vindicate you. No amount of punches, pilot, basin could wash your hands from that one. You have to take responsibility. So I call on you, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, you should resign. Resign. We entrust you with the nation post. We entrust you. We had confidence in you.
The Chancellor of the Exchequer.
You Chancellor of the Executive, we trust you to defend the nation. Trust. A pause. And what you do? You give it away. You give man $100,000 too much. What you go say is not you. It's your workers.
They go blame somebody.
Who you go blame? You are a corporate lawyer.
They say you bright.
You should know.
They say you bright like paint.
They say you're bright like paint. Use the next Morris Bishop. Use baby Jesus. Any company as a corporate lawyer, you shouldn't run. Any company that fail in the United States of America or any part of the international community that fail, the first person that had to resign is the CEO and the management. Because it's the policy, the strategy that fail. Not the workers. You can't blame the workers. You can't say not me, it's Mr. Richard Duncan and them.
And they make all the workers in marketing board go.
You cannot say it's not me. The buck stop at your feet, Honorable Deacon Mitchell. You in charge. Is your policy responsible for the chaos and anarchy in the Ministry of Finance now? You asking pension workers to bring back the money because you give them too much money.
I see that was a prank, man.
So who add and subtract?
Big joke.
Who add and subtract? Where they getting it to give you back? I remember when Honorable Deacon
So that's why they take back the 150 kb.
Launch his campaign by Daigo Peter Shop in Tivoli. I went there, and over half an hour, he was there with Sister Gloria and my friend Sylvester Qualis. I drilled Honorable Deacon Mitchell for more than half an hour. And amazing, every question I asked the man, he had the answer.
You see something wrong.
I see something wrong. That man bright, yes, boy. Everything I ask him, he have the answer. The last question I asked him, I say, who will be your messenger? Is it Kem Jones and them? He said, no, Kevin, I will be my own messenger. He have the answer to all problem. I said, no, something
Plaster
wrong.
for all sore.
I said, something wrong? The man don't even say, well, look, let me go back and double check to make sure what I'm saying is correct. He have all the answer at his fingertip.
The man had the answer for seaweed, you know, KB.
Listen, that is where I say something wrong. Autocratic leaders have all the answers. And they don't want advice from nobody else. That is how autocratic leaders behave. Because of tremendous success story in the past. You can give them no advice. They know everything. And that always be the downfall. Because they always will feel invincible. They know everything. You can't tell them nothing. You can't give them no advice. How could a poor ordinary man advise them based on the success story? He's a successful corporate lawyer. You can't tell him nothing. Deacon Mitchell know everything. Even when they ask him, how will you control the seaweed? He said, about a man, I'm getting a big net to control all the seaweed in the ocean. NDC clap. When Gary see, he go bring a boat to come up Paradise River to collect the banana, people laugh. When Winty Frederick say he go build a bridge to go in Karikou, people laugh. But when he say he go build a net to collect all this seaweed, them NDC clap. You understand? They clap. You understand? They like to hear it. But I always know this man look as a real fraud. He have the answer to all the problems. All the problems. He could solve the money and the contract waters just with the stroke of a pen. All the problem in Greater with the stroke of a pen. Today, we warn you. This pension will make him, and this pension will break him. We suggest that to you. When I heard the news, he asking pension workers to bring back the money because he paid them too much money. I say, sir, Some people spending money already, Dick and Mitchell. You betray the trust of the Grenadian people. We expect you to protect the finance of this country because you control the national purse. The most important ministry, you control it. That's why when people running them out on Gregory Bowen, I say, You see what Gregory Bowen say? He protect the finance of this country. This country closed down for 4 months without any revenue. We have enough money inside there to pay salaries for 4 months.
But it's spent out already.
But we create the buffer. So when you reach there, you make $530 million. You get excited. Plenty money. You take 2,000 for yourself and push in your pocket. You say that it's for transport. Nurses that teachers that work, they take the government to court. The court tell them they're wrong. They're not supposed to get paid because they don't work. You pay them. You say your salary is enough. You want $35,000 a month. $15,000 for your parliamentary representative. You give amnesty to the rich. $600,000. $600 million. You start to play mass with the money.
You forget you have to service the debt.
You forget everything you have to service the debt.
You forget Grenada need a lot of money.
You betray the trust of the Grenadian people. You Minister of Finance, they say you bright as paint. Use the new Morris Bishop. You want to be loved. So you start spending money. You behave like bad children. Your family left whole empire for you. You never appreciate the hard work and sacrifice your parents make. So you start wearing gold chain, Adidas, Nike, going hotel. You understand? Spending the money while 2 days time the money finish, you get bankrupt. That is what you did. Honorable Deacon Mitchell. That is why I'm calling on you to resign. You should resign. Take a position where in the Ministry of Social Affairs or Religious Affairs, you give up the Ministry of Finance. Imagine that. You the finance minister. You have $70 million to defend in Barbados. To make sure that money go to the Western Main Road project. You supposed to go and your permanent secretary go and defend that money. Who you send? You send Andy. All Andy know is to sell back and neck and chicken and sell sugar and flour. You send him in Barbados to defend that $70 million. Soon as they see Andy and they turn Andy back, we lost the $70 million in the Eastern Main Road. A man who know to sell back and neck, you send Andy. You should go take responsibility and go and defend that $70 million. Give reason why we late. Because we're in COVID time. Make a case. I'll give you an example. Mr. Greenberg took it took the government of Grenada to court over the oil deal. You understand? Because Gregory Bowen said, hey, he was violating all the contract. So they terminated the contract. It took them to court. It took 60 different countries to court, including Israel. And it defeated them. Gregory Bowen said, no, he violated the terms of the contract. We're going to challenge him. The NDC took power. The NDC said, no, we ain't challenging him.
They enable him, they join with him.
Kit Mitchell and Bowen take responsibility. In opposition, Gregory Bowen went to the United States and defend the government position and defeat Grindberg. While the NDC fold the arm. Always ask you, look at the NDC and the NNP hold secure interests. They never say thanks. That's what I'm saying. When they had to go to Barbados, they should have asked Gregory Bowen to go with them to defend and make a case. But you send Andy. Andy only know how to sell back and neck in the south.
No, you might go here and to get sugar.
Back and neck and chicken and cheese and flour and sugar. You send him to defend $70 million. As soon as they say Andy, they send back. Andy, go back home. Go back home.
They thought I was taking out Peter joking hole in the road.
We lost.
Shoving sticking hole.
We lost
looking for
$70 million. Today, we in a dilemma. Embarrassing. I went by my friend Terry Hill this morning. I said, Terry, I'm going on the radio and I'm calling for Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell to resign. He said, KB, why? I said, look, the man betrayed the trust of the Gradient people. He basically calling for you to resign.
He failed bigly. Bigly.
I say, he's supposed to defend the national post with his life. What he go say he don't know is the accountant general that overpay pension.
KB, between me and you, they go blame the accountant general.
Who you go blame? You, the buck stop at your feet. It's your policy that failed. It's your strategy that failed, Dickon Mitchell. They say you're bright as paint.
And why tell you he don't want no messenger?
He don't want no messenger, he's his own messenger.
So he did by Tobin, go by Tobin in Sali.
Messenger.
They're close to the school.
Dickon Mitchell, no amount of punches pilot basin could wash you from that one. You have to take responsibility. You have to come to the nation and talk to us.
You gotta be a man.
How?
Man up.
Some police officer get $100,000 too much. How some get $60,000 too much. And you calling them back and tell them bring back the money they get to. Where they get the money, they spend it already. Some man don't run woman with the money already. Where you go get it? Where you get it back?
Mr. Andrew say they know
where
how to get
it
money.
Back?
Check Mr. Andrew, he go tell you how to get back
where
the money.
Where you go get it back? You need $530 million. You start to play mass.
Mass in the grass, you forget data to solve.
Work, you don't pay in them. Faith base, you don't pay in them because they were in green jersey. CJs, you don't pay in them, they were in green jersey.
You're giving the impression that NLT just giving them money.
You're just giving them money. But who don't deserve it? Imagine that the business community, some of them who collect VAT, money that owed to the government, you tell them keep it, don't worry that. 600 million, go and mess for you. Some of them have 2 cars in the yard. They go in on holiday in United States and shop. Some of them have 3-4 concubines. They mining. Give them amnesty. And you see the need to take out $150 in poor people money. Taken from the poor and give to the rich. You understand? You don't want to talk about that. You fail. You embarrass this nation. You abdicate your moral responsibility. You should go in Barbados yourself, Miss M. Dickon Mitchell. You shouldn't send Andy. Andy know how to sell flour and sugar and back and neck, not to negotiate on behalf of this government. How you make that mistake?
KB, I want you to...
How you did that to the people of this country? That is why you should resign.
That's the big prank.
You should resign. Say, look, I'm going to take up a position now on social development or religious affairs. Go and pray. Go and pray. Go and pray. Go by pray or go down by Donovan and lay walk something on you, beat you with checheret. Something wrong with you.
No, he didn't sally.
Something wrong with you, Dickon Mitchell.
KB, he didn't sally. Could check Dave King.
Go on. You can make those mistakes. When you take government, is to find solution to problem, not to make excuse. You always attacking Kit Mitchell. You don't like agriculture. You don't like farmers. The only institution we have is marketing board. And we ask if you have problem in marketing board, change the leadership. Find problem to not to close it down, that is shortcut. Not to close it down. Find out where the corruption lies. Deal with it.
But KB, the marketing board was an election baby. I mean,
Deal with it.
no, was a PRG baby. You know.
But you say use the next Maurice Bishop, everything Maurice Bishop put in place, you
want to break it
destroying it. Use the next Maurice Bishop. NDC, sell Ali Bank. You sell Sandino.
Sell 13 properties.
You sell 13 properties.
But KB, I want you to ask him a question, seeing that you're there on the mic. Ask him if they service in the debt.
Boy, the man say you don't come here to service debt, you know.
So, I want somebody to go by Toby in River Sally.
To service people.
And ask the Prime Minister.
You understand?
Say, sir, you're servicing the debt?
What a shame and embarrassment.
How do you hear that? Hear that, KB?
For you, I'm getting some information there that they overpay some people pension and they're asking them to pay back. One woman tell me $23,000 they ask her to pay back. Could you imagine?
Wait, these people spending money already? How you cannot add and subtract? We entrust you with the nation purse. You entrust you, just give away. You go bless the treasury. Deacon Mitchell, if you cannot control the Ministry of Finance, take up a job in religious affairs or resign. We cannot to resign. No amount of punches Pilate Basin could wash you because you in charge. The buck stop at your feet. I was talking to some NDC this morning. They say you can't blame Deacon Mitchell, blame the accountant. I say in charge of them. Is he policy they put in place? When he tell them to pay the teachers that don't work, they can't say they don't pay any teachers. When he tell them don't pay faith-based workers, they can't say they're paying. He wanted to be liked. He wanted to give them money that is yours, not the government money. Don't take it and throw it away. Because say one thing about Kit Mitchell and Gregory Bowen, they protect this nation finances.
Yeah, KB.
Always have my problem with Dr. Mitchell. Sometimes I don't see eye to eye with him, you know, but give him credit. He protect this nation finances. And you failed Deacon Mitchell. So I'm calling on you to resign. Get out there because we cannot afford for you to cause us further embarrassment.
All right, KB, let's take a little break here and come back. We've been a while. Let it digest a bit, KB.
I hope you listen to me, Deacon Mitchell.
KB, they listen to you. They listen to you. Let me take a break here, you go.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an next car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with mag wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive. Well, of the 33 chosen passengers, Ramnath, Pandey, Humphrey and Sudama. They wouldn't let the poor driver drive in peace. They distracting him and wouldn't cease. While he driving, they hitting him some big cloud. So he stopped the maxi and put them out. And to discuss their fate, they went to drink us straight by a club called 88. The driver called his sweet mouth friend Flash Gordon to give him some driving lessons. Flash appoint himself as the conductor, pushing around the passenger. Meanwhile the car running about helter-skelter. Pedestrians started to scatter. Ellis Clark had to jump and run to stay alive. He said, the new driver cannot drive.
We're back.
Mr. Dennis, my MP, Mr. Dennis Cornwall, I want you to stay far because that driver cannot drive. Don't let it bounce you down. Now, Igwe, the Commissioner of Police is a creature of statute. That means the law creates the Commissioner of Police, which is a constitutional instrument. Let's take the call.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Carl, you played a clip this afternoon with the Attorney General about the contract work and they cannot employ everybody. This was the same thing that the IMF told Keith Mitchell in 2013, and Keith said, I can't send people home because they told him to send people home. So this is not a new thing. What the Attorney General said is not something new. This is something all Canadians knew because Keith Mitchell came and broadcast it, because the government cannot employ everybody. And that was made clear. So coming now and saying IMF said this is something they knew long, so they didn't have no right to go on the campaign trail and fooling people. This thing is hurting me. It's really annoying me because they knew they couldn't have done it. And immediately after they won, they came out and say, oh, IMF said this and that. That's one of the first things they did because they knew they couldn't do it. So they didn't wait. And Carl, I wanted to talk about the commission and anything, but I hear you started, so let me wait to hear what you're going to say before. So I'll probably make a comment afterwards on that.
So the Commissioner of Police, KB, is a creature of statute. So it's a constitutional post. But how the present Minister of National Security is treating the commissioner, it's not fit and proper, KB. You can't do talk, the Minister of National Security can't do talking to the commissioner.
That's crazy.
He can't do taking the commissioner's phone call.
That's crazy.
He cannot talking through an advisor who was the commissioner before, the worst commissioner ever passing grade.
That is crazy.
So the Minister of National Security need to stop that.
Yeah.
Now, federal warning. The HSB, the head of SB, my brother, they don't want you in Italy. They don't want you in Rome. The knife's out for you. A word to the wise is enough. Now, KB, there's a lot of problems going on in the RGPF. And the Minister of National Security, if he don't understand or he don't know, I telling him because he advised and I wouldn't tell him that. The ex-superintendent and the ex-commissioner wouldn't tell him that. The one of them, the would-be one from the eastern side, or one the chair wouldn't tell him that. But Mr. Commissioner, you have to understand the Minister of National Security don't know. And you don't have no adult in the room. Because the rest of them who claiming to be advisors, KB, they want the work of commissioner. Mr. Minister of National Security, based on how you treat with the commissioner, remember we are part of the RSS, the Regional Security System.
Yeah.
They won't take that too kindly. If you don't know, I'm telling you, no. Somebody will come by you and by Tobin and tell you that. Minister of National Security, if you don't treat right, because the commissioner is not to wash your foot position, is a creature of statute. The Constitution create that position. You could give who you want as advisors. The Constitution don't recognize them. But the Constitution recognizes the Commissioner of Police. And when you interfere in treating with the Commissioner of Police as you're doing presently, there's information to suggest. The US and the British, they doesn't like that, this kind of instability thing. So they just withhold fundings and things. I don't want that to happen to the RGPF. Because with this whole, with the gun thing, we're going to agree that we might need some heavy thing. And next thing is them what have to give us, and they won't give us because of what happened to the President Commissioner. But my advice to the President Commissioner, you could get work other place. Don't let them do you that.
Go.
Take your steel beam and move. And let them fight out with themselves. Let them send one of them in England for 6 months and then come back and give him. But the other one, the older one, go vex. I hope and pray, KB. I just kneel long by my bed and I just pray, KB. I don't want no mutiny on the foot again. I don't want another Cosmos Raymond thing up there. So I just pray to the ancient of this guy, the men and them. And don't let them men and them. However, I believe, and I always like to say it to you, because even when the good man was in Galilee,
Yeah, man.
he told Judas what you have to do it quick. Don't waste time. Minister of National Security, what you have to do it quick. But I hope what you do don't mash up the force. Because the force moral is at an all-time low. 100 or more people want to go.
That's a lot.
Promotion is a problem. Because when 3 of them, an ex-commissioner and 2 ex-superintendents have a list, and they're going around asking people who that person supporting and who they don't supporting, that's a problem.
That should meet criteria.
When you have 2 of them in Fort Judge, lower than the rank of deputy commissioner, calling the shots, and school children say there's information to suggest that the Minister of National Security will do talking to the commissioner. This is a problem.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
How are they supposed to create stability in this country and to keep the king's peace?
What do you have against the commissioner?
Mr. Minister of National Security, award to the wisest official. They go come in Universally by Tobin and tell you I say that.
They're going stab.
KB. You'll be by Tobin to KB. People who are in acting position in the RGPF has not been receiving the acting allowance since September.
Money run out?
I don't know.
Where will the 530 million go?
They are not been receiving the acting allowance in September of $252 monthly. Now when I come here, KB, I don't come here to talk shopping.
No facts.
I want them to challenge me when I see that.
Facts.
All as of January this month, them men is supposed to get an increase of $137. Igwe, so I want you to give me a quick calculation. $252. And 100 plus $137. Marilyn. Antonito, give me something here. Schoolhouse maths without thinking. Because if I want any sharpening up of my maths, I go check Sprague Benz.
So that's why the police supposed to get?
So they supposed to get an increase that. What's that number, Igwe? Tell me.
$389.
So the police losing $389 presently. And to add insult to injury, they have not received a new appointment letter. So what that mean? Simply, KB, they are demoted to their substantive rank. So a man already acting as a ASP.
Shame.
He real rank is an inspector. A man already acting as an inspector, he rank is a
The
sergeant.
moral go below. You don't want that for your police force.
And that happened for September. So I want to see how they go blame NNP for not paying the 252 plus the increment was had to go on with the 137. I want them to defend that. And that is demoralizing the men and women in the RGPF.
Putting all of us life at risk.
So you look at all the ministries, the prime minister in charge of failing. Because he failed with the pension finance. No national security failing. According to you, he might have to take, what do you call the ministry you advise for him to take?
Religious
affairs.
Affairs, they go and pray.
But then maybe Mr. Lacret might not want to give it up to him.
The praying mantis.
So, KB, so listen this. You demoralizing them and because they don't get a new letter of appointment. You don't giving them the acting allowance. So if you don't give them the acting allowance, that means you don't recognize them in the acting rank. So they're back to the substantive rank. And you don't telling them nothing. Then you have a promotion saga where you have to publish the names and the scores in the exam. Because now, KB, simply, me and you do the exam together, we are the same rank.
Yeah.
I score higher than you, they give you promotion. I should be able to ask why KB and not me.
Of course, yes, yeah.
And with all that empirical information, I cannot challenge. So I don't know if it is set for corruption. Publish the people name and the school.
Yeah, man.
You don't have nothing to lose by that.
Transparency.
Because you big on transparency and accountability. That fall should squarely under the auspices of the Minister of National Security. Fix it.
Fix it.
Fix promotion.
No complaint. Fix.
Fix the acting situation. And fix the fact that people do have much respect for members of the RGPF. And you, Mr. Minister of National Security, could attest to that. Because they beat up one man in detail and take his gun. So you know.
Yeah, man.
You must know that. Then, guns on the port KB. All kind of silencer, suppressor. A bundle of shooting last independence. You must know that because you must read the crime. But then again, it is alleged that you don't talking to the commissioner, so maybe they don't telling you. Maybe the rest don't telling you.
But how the Minister of National Security don't have a relationship with the Commissioner of Police? That is crazy.
The moral of the force is at an all-time low, Mr. Minister of National Security.
What the Commissioner of Police do?
Let me tell you this, Mr. KB, and listeners out there. When Hitler took out the perfect race, the same set of stupidness he doing it. Poor Gene. He removed a legislation for adjunct. I don't know if it's coincidentally or by design. The person who held that position of adjunct was on leave. You call them back, and without acting, you confirm them in the rank of deputy commissioner. I want them to challenge me on that. But the deputy commissioner who was acting, he come out on leave and tell him, go back on leave.
That's strange.
And then to do that again too.
Who advising him?
They say he's the worst commissioner ever in Greenland.
Getting bad advice.
So, you beating thing, as they say, information to judges. You don't make a joke with the present commissioner. One of the deputies say, go back and take your rest. But one of the men who was the adjunct, you give them the rank of deputy without acting. You confirm them one time. I hope they don't look. And because when you hear the word about detoxifying and purging,
yeah, man.
because they talk about purging
draining the swamp,
the seedless,
And during
They
this
talk
one,
about detoxifying the public service.
yeah, man.
So you detoxifying the police force. So you only want saffron.
Yeah, man.
But remember, sir, the force is responsible for stability in the country.
Yeah, man.
And I'm speaking about that because this stability, though, they affect me, my children, and my relative too.
Put my life at risk.
So I could talk about it because I have a stake in this thing. I don't want men walk into my place where I'm farming and just take my thing and stick me up with gun. So I'm talking to you.
But why you don't talking to the commissioner of police?
So go by Toby in all universally and tell the commission, tell the prime minister they're on the radio talking about him. Because I want him to hear those things on them. Because I still believe there's time for him to fix it before he call election this year. There's time for him to fix it.
My God. Prime Minister have a conversation with the commissioner of police. You can't be no talking to the man.
The commissioner of police is my friend. Oh, I'm his friend. I don't know if he's mine.
You can't treat him with scant courtesy. You can't do that.
All I ask the commissioner to do, go.
So
and hear what is insulting, you know, KB. In all of this, you hearing people sympathetic to this administration and close enough to this Prime Minister and Minister of National Security talking about bringing a commissioner either from Barbados or the Bahamas with a crime worse than ours.
We have this.
So if they can't control the crime, what is you bringing them here?
To control our crime?
And that is the crux of the matter.
So we don't have nobody qualified.
So I come to beg for the police force. Please.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Deacon, make a better try.
Get a commissioner here.
And then school children saying, the one phone will get mashed up. Name calling for commissioner. Beware. Examine the horn. If they leak in, they leak in. That don't mean they won't leak against you.
Yeah, man.
If they leak in, if they're the habit, they leak in. They might not leak against you. Let's take the colleague.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We lost the call back.
442-0175.
That's right.
Hello. 442-0175. Call and ventilate. The part of the program.
You come back?
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, a lot of talk about Commissioner and the Prime Minister not speaking. I hear a big word, detoxification of the police force, security and threat. Kennedy Boodler, you mentioned many times on the radio about your participation in the revolution and whatnot and whatnot. Would the current situation be so risky from a security level that it is contributing to a breeding ground for another revolution if the security of the country is feeling as risky? What's your thought on that?
I don't think we expect another revolution. I don't think the ground is fertile for that. But I would say the ground, it could lead to some form of anarchy in the society, and which none of us want. Because if there is a form of anarchy, it could severely affect, our ability to attract foreign investors in this country. But it's a cause for concern, and we should all speak out early and make sure it don't reach to a stage to foment any kind of revolution in this country. I don't think it reached that stage yet, but we should never allow it to reach that stage. That is why we try to nip it in the bud early to alert the people of this country. Hey, we could go down a slippery slope. That is my take on it.
Caller, you there?
No, not me.
All right. Next caller, please. 242-01.
You want next one again?
75.
Yes, Igwe. So, KB, and
we have one now.
Yes.
like the KB.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Miss.
My girl, how you doing?
Yes, KB.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Master Carl. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the Grenadian people. Good afternoon to everybody home and abroad who is listening to this program now. Well, KB, Mr. Martin, is the commissioner still in Grenada?
Yeah.
But I kind of concerned, I'm concerned and I'm worried for Mr. Martin. Because I could remember, Kevin, if they're having that problem with the police and on that post, when I went to Barbados 2 years back, whilst I was in the embassy, the people come and tell us in the embassy in Barbados, I went to get my visa. They said they just killed the commissioner, Mr. Raymond.
Yeah.
He's a man from Bosgrove, and he was my neighbor in St. Jude's Twitter. And the other Vinci man was kill him. So, Mr. Martin, oh God, Lord Jesus, I'm calling out to you, sir. I ain't want nobody ambush you up there and the court and kill you, sir. I don't want nobody to do that. So I'm calling out to the people. All you don't want to kill the man, Mr. Martin, be very, very careful, sir. Because when you see they want that job you have there, they will attack you in the morning when you reach up there. So hold your gun too, I have no apology. Hold your gun because you don't know who is around you, is your enemy, sir. You don't know because they're very desperate for a job. All on the ground, people speaking, People talking. So I'm not saying nothing, but you don't know, Mr. Martin, please. Yeah. And what I'm saying again is, Master Carl, all the Prime Minister, Mr. Dick Mitchell, not taking phone calls from the Commissioner, these are the people that are protecting him. So you don't know he might have any meaningful tool.
That's why he going on boat and the Coast Guard don't know.
He don't know. He don't know who Coast Guard, who SSR or whatever. He don't know. Mr. Dick Mitchell, you don't know what any minds of the people. Lord God, a lot of people thinking now. I never sit down and think what's going on in Grenada. And don't call Bishop name. Don't call Bishop name, KB. I would have said, man, Bishop might have it way and his witnesses, but he could never be more Bishop. Hey, what's going on in Grenada? What is going on? I hear breaking news yesterday in town that they're telling the people that to bring back money. I don't think if I get that kind of money as a pensioner, I don't bring it back. What? How can I get them back? You already stand for that. That's yours. Hey, what's going on, Lord? Have mercy. Grenadians. We have to pray for the country. We have to pray for the country because we're not settling this country, So, and now you say the man right. Michael Sylvester and all of them inside the Ministry of Finance. If you had to give me a check for $2,000, how could you give me $10,000? And you know I want to get $10,000? And these are bright people inside it. And that Kit Mitchell watch. When he goes, the Prime Minister of this country. That could happen. Or you could say what all you want about Kit Mitchell. That would not have happened. And I know a lot of you all as Grenadians are listening to me now. Are you sorry with the decision you all make when we go in the polling booth? And I don't sorry for some of y'all. I have no apology. I don't want nobody sorry for me. Because I did not vote for any. I did not vote for any. I give anything me vote. A lot of people is suffering. I am already suffering right now. But I have to deal with it. You think I'm frustrated I can't pay my bills? I can't pay my bills, It's hard times. I see men yesterday fighting to pull people on bus and the grandstand. I see men fighting, 3 buses, they're fighting to get passengers. And that sends a signal to me. Something is not right. Although some saying, there are some Grenville men that say that the best days are the lie. But I know the lie. Shame the shame. The shame. When the van passed yesterday, Master Carl, that was 9 minutes to drink from, I had to tell the guy, I said, boy, I can't buy nothing. You wouldn't believe I have some drinks there since last year. It don't going down at all. You understand? So something is not right. some people have their money they're spending because they know they will stay on hand. But I know for people like me and others that is speaking and talking about girls, I can't buy. You have people that owe me. KB, you have people that owe me. Civil servants. And I don't have sympathy with them because they're telling me, I don't know if they're lying to me. They don't get money yet. They start going to the bank and put their bank card, nothing. So I can't do nothing. There's nothing I can do about it. I know one of my colleagues that will have a booth. She's not in the terminal because she's not selling and they sell a clothes shop. I don't see her. So I don't know. And where are the hot poor people in this country? God is going to punish you all. God punishing you all, you know. But the poor people are doing lie for, and the poor people are doing take a little money for. Are you have a mouthpiece and you run in the mouth and people in green but wait, boy? I know you're listening. You're there for me, you know. Old people say.
Every bar pig have his Saturday.
Time longer than twice. Have a good evening, Grenada.
All right, take care.
KB,
Aye.
I want the people to tell the Prime Minister in Riversali by Tobin what will happen to the environmental health workers, the wardens. School children ask because they finally see some of them crying already. So them next. School children also want to ask what will happen to the Imanis Mountain. Let's take that call.
Hello.
Hi, Masaka. Hi, Gwen.
Hey, Wago.
How you doing?
Mr. Budla.
Hello.
How you do?
Fine.
I'm just sitting here and I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting on the days when we would have been on the campaign trail. We would have had many rallies. And Dr. Mitchell, the Prime Minister at the time, would have spoken to his people, would have spoken to Grenada on a whole about the pension issue. He was laughed at. He was conned. He was told, they said that he was lying. Now remember, he said that the pension issue is not something to take lightly. Even though they would have lost in the court, he did say that they would have to set up a committee. And he did, and I'm not sure if the names were announced, or I think the names were
Name was announced, you're right.
I'm sorry?
The name was announced.
Yes, the names were announced. And it was reputable people,
Yeah.
including the head of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Am I right? Or
You're
wrong?
correct, you're correct.
I am right. He did mention the caliber of people that he had on the committee to discuss and chart the way forward in regards to the pension issue. Again, he was laughed at. Oh, he don't want to pay the pension and all kind of stuff they were saying. No, bring it forward to today. Look at the mess. Look at the mess that's happening now in the Ministry of Finance in regards to the pension issue. Dr. Mitchell said that this thing is going to cost millions. How much he said? $400 and something million over a period of time. If you calculate it based on and it was just a rough calculation. No. At this present juncture, this nonsense should not be happening. What they do, they promise to pay the teachers who did not work, and they promise to pay the pension. Now they so want to fulfill that promise that within a month, June, well, they said they were paying it in November. So finance ministry, the workers in the finance ministry were working overtime under pressure to be able to pay that pension. When you were told by Dr. Mitchell that this is not something that you could take lightly, It's not something you could take lightly. Yes, people have been paid pension. The permanent secretary did say there was 2,000 and something persons on the pension payroll already. But it's not something that happened overnight or in 2 months, because you must go back to those people past work history, and I'm sure there's a calculation and there's methods. There's methods that you have to go by in order to calculate how much monies a person should receive. Now you have 500 and something persons receiving pension.
New people.
To receive pension.
Yeah.
Right? So in that short space of time, you think the calculation would have been correct? With the pressure that the Ministry of Finance was under to get the pension paid and make people feel like they're the first time this first time the pension is being paid and it's NDC that pay pension? Do you honestly think that these calculations would have been correct? I mean, I didn't even expect it to reach this far where you had to go back now and beg people to pay back money. It's state money, and so I guess they would have to pay it back, right?
Yeah, well, based on the laws, they will have to pay it back.
Yes, it's money from the state. So if like it's like the bank. If the bank put extra money on your account and you spend it, you have to pay back the bank. So this, and I'm making a point to say that there are things that Dr. Mitchell would have spoken to the Grenadian people about. All of the things, the pension, all of the even the permanent. You promise the man is permanent, and now here in Mountain they're going home, allegedly. They're going home, Mountain. Right? And all these people, look, MNIB closed down and all these things. You think Dr. Mitchell wasn't aware that MNIB had financial issues? Do you think he was blind to it? I'm sure he would have. I think he did make adjustments or whatever to the Marketing and National Importing Board. But he, in his good conscience, would not have sent the workers home. Because at the end of the day, when you send them home to nothing. So he would have actually be pumping money into MNIB to ensure, whether it's borrowed or whatever, to ensure that the workers had something to do, had somewhere to go at the end of the day every day. And the farmers would have been able, even though they were at cash strapped, the MNIB, but at least the farmers would have been able to sell their produce in bulk.
Correct.
In bulk, even though they were cash strapped and might not have been able to get their money with the same day.
Correct, you're so correct.
So Dr. Mitchell they have kept MNIB afloat so that the people, you would not send this 90 or how much 100 people, how much workers home.
120
workers home. So you see, when people love to vilify people, I think they have to make a public apology, especially to Dr. Mitchell, because he was speaking truth. I mean, he, for himself, says he's not perfect. There are things that I find that may not have gone down well, under the leadership of the New National Party. But at the end of the day, I would not have supported the New National Party because I want a walk, or I want a house, or I want this and that. Yes, you would things, but at the end of the day, Grenada was in a stable,
healthy.
There was stability. Grenada was stable,
healthy environment.
Look, you have people going now and saying the vendors in the market, the vendors crying out. Look, they don't have the things slow. I mean, when last you hear vendors complain like that? When last you hear vendors complain like that? This complaint, and let me tell you, people not coming out and speak out, but it's rough out there.
I know.
The money is not circulating. The
I
shop
know.
is slow. And they're saying, Keith Mitchell giving is a eat a food mentality. When you give the man on the ground the road walk, and you give him, you create the conditions like the monitors and the sanitizers, and then you have the environmental wardens, and then you have the wardens itself, the traffic wardens, and then you have different he has created different pockets to create jobs.
Multiply.
Then the money goes to the small shops. The small shops go to the bigger shops, and the bigger shops pay the taxes. Right? No money coming in, less money coming in, and then less taxes coming in. As a matter of fact, what he say, he gives tax amnesty to the businessmen?
Yeah, to the rich
so
people.
So when are really getting the money now? Where are we getting money now? I want to know. What is it? So is it that they're selling M&IB? Or it's going to sell Grenlex, sell some national assets?
The hospital.
Eh?
The hospital.
Well, I don't even want to talk about the hospital. That's another story again in this entire thing. The amount of beating Dr. Mitchell gets for this hospital. But nobody ain't running them out now about how they cannot even get one medication in the hospital. Feces in the hospital, flooding with feces in it. And nobody ain't coming and say nothing. Nobody not saying nothing. Everybody mouth hush. Even the own people disgruntled with them. You could tell. But they're not saying a word. Instead, they're defending it. But I think, and I don't think that we should allow, this country should allow this political party to continue, because we're going to go down a road that any prime minister that comes into office will have such a hard time building it back up, that we should never allow this to reach 5 years, neither to the end of the year.
The AG warned us, she said, in her own words, severe damage, irreparable damage. In her own words, she says?
Yes, we were warned. And here you have, okay, let's go on to protocol. Let's go on to thing now. So you have the Prime Minister playing jab. No.
According to Mr. Pierre, he don't whine, he don't juke, he don't jump up.
4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning climbing stage in Moonlight City. Then you're going to have the Prime Minister cutting wood in the ministerial complex. I ain't saying that you don't need to be down to us, but down to us could be you go and sit down on the block with the youth, or you go by a shop and you chat with the people in the rum shop to hear what they're saying. Or, there's things, there's protocol that it's diplomacy. But you give the Prime Minister a cutlass to show he could cut wood. Come on, tell me about it.
I have my view on that, but I can't see it over the
They must take a page from Dr. Mitchell. I never see Dr. Mitchell, even though he could do it, but there's a time and place for everything.
It's all about photo ops, man.
Right, so now you have the Prime Minister embarrassing himself. He cannot cut piece of wood. Why?
Thank you, madam.
Why?
Thank you for your contribution.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye.
Yes, listeners, Brother Pancho, you're here. We will take that call and then we'll give you the blight.
Hello, afternoon.
Good evening.
How are you doing, madam?
Not bad, and you all?
Fine.
Yes. I just want to go back a little memory lane. I can remember in the NDC's administration of the 2008, when the NNP won in 2013, the economic situation, the economic growth was minus, was in the minus stage. You have the wage bill, I think was 70% of the dollar on, and 30% went for capital projects and so on. Yeah. And when former Prime Minister Kate Mitchell, Gregory Bowen, Oliver Joseph, and the NNP team, when they put on the boots and they look at the countries and the vision and set up the homegrown program, the fiscal management, the fiscal discipline and responsibility that everyone, at the common board, set up the social partners and so on, because it's about Project Grenada and going forward. And to bring the the economic growth to 5%, whereas no public workers were sent home. You have retrenchment all over in the Caribbean, but Dr. Mitchell said a worker going home is too much. And with all of that, they build the economy to reach that. Then come a time when COVID time again, look how they manage the country. The management, the good management, the expertise of the former administration led by former Prime Minister Dr. Kit Mitchell. And to leave that amount of money in the treasury, yes, is joy unspeakable. To see what this government come in office in June 23rd and look in that see, not a year yet, and look at the state of Grenada. Look at the situation. Look the cut in the senior citizen and the less fortunate money. This one really bleeds my heart. And I've been calling on for compassion and love within the administration to pay back. Look at this saga now with the marketing and national voting board. And I listen to some people who call this radio here too. I listen to them blaming NNP. But the point is, it's not NNP the people voted for. They voted for this NDC led by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. And they have to put on their boots and they have to do it right and best and not about selling. Because one guy bet me a money. You see, Mr. I said, well, when I listened to the consultation, the Prime Minister was holding different St. John, St. Andrew, and so on. I said, well, like they go do something. He said, Mr. What, I'm betting your money. They're going to sell out marketing board. I just come a flash. And today, look at it. Look at the saga. Where are the proposals that on the table? Where are the other plans? Where are the strategies? Where are the economists? And so on. Where are they who cry Maurice Bishop's spirit, the Maurice Bishop set up the MNIB? Where are those economists and so on to look at proposals and bring up proposals? And if
the
they don't
mouth zip.
They can.
The hands on the lip. Listen, this scholar. You made a point about money in the treasury. And NNP leave money in the treasury. I have a different view, Once you're governing a country, you ought to have money in the treasury or ought to have ways and means of ensuring that there's money in the treasury to carry out the business of the country. Yeah. So for those who say NNP leave money, I don't say that. Because NNP was a prudent manager of the country resources and finances.
Yes, but
and the fact that 500 and something million was there was a testament to the ability of the Prime Minister and the team of the NNP.
Yes. And look again, when you look at the peace and the stability of the country, is the hard work of the police force, but also the vision of the former Prime Minister and the team.
And not only that, Carl, I've said it.
Safety net.
I've said it and many times. Social stability gives you real stability.
Yes.
When you have instability socially, a man has a choice. Either he do wrong thing to survive or dead.
Exactly.
And self-preservation is the first rule of nature. Yeah. So a man won't lie down and dead.
And I also tell people, when you look at the philosophy of the NDC and you look at the philosophy of the NNP is about peace, love, unity, reconciliation, and love. And when you look at it, you see the historical development of that. And I told people, what you're looking for. When you look at the NDC composition and the party, they're never in the interest of the poor people in this country.
Okay, madam.
All right, Carl.
Thank you.
One thing persons must understand before I come to you, Dr. Pancho. We know and we believe them men and them was not cohesive in opposition.
No.
So you don't expect them to do well in government. And political and you don't have to go to Harvard and UTT, you know. People tends to be together in opposition, hoping to get into governance. And even in opposition, they was not together. Good evening, Dr. Pancho. Thanks for having you here. And I'll give you a moment to speak.
Dr. Pancho, are you shocked to hear that the pensioner asked to pay back money because they've been overpaid? That shocked you?
Well, yes. I must say it shocked me. Shocked me to the sense that you have people who could count.
Or should be able to count.
No. Well, come on. People with master's degrees in accounting and in finance. You have
Accountant General.
Lennox. Well, let's start with Lennox Andrews.
Yes. Toes.
Yeah, let's start with him.
He was.
That is the same one I go in Barbados, eh?
I think he had,
and lose 70 million, eh?
Yes.
So he failed.
So he failed in River Sally too.
So they could go by Tobin today and ask the people in River Sally.
Yeah. Well, we could, but let somebody from Sally call and talk about him. But you also have the minister for St. Patrick's East, who also was a former permanent secretary in finance.
He worked in finance. I think he worked in the ECCB too.
He worked in ECCB.
A president pensioner.
There you go. So, but then you have his brother, who is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance.
I tell you, brother, don't take it debt like she.
Well, he's taking it. Because
how they make that mistake?
Because he said that was the best budget. He congratulated his staff with a smile. But let me say this here, right? And then you have the Minister for Finance, who is the Prime Minister, who is an attorney who has some accounting training when you're doing your degree. Okay? So what am I saying?
Yeah.
You have people there who's supposed to be able to count, and then you have the mastermind behind the financial shenanigans of this current government, Richard Duncan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he is. He's the one who told me 60 million was enough to pay the pension. He told me that.
Richard is a bank man.
Well, yes, he's a banker.
He not know economics.
No, but he's a banker. He's supposed to be able to count. KB asked the question.
That is the same man talk about detoxifying.
Yes, so let me say this, KB. I was shocked that they couldn't add. And they couldn't figure out, in the day of technology, you couldn't use a calculator to determine its addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are the 4 functions of math. Yeah. And you are supposed to be able to do that on an electronic gadget that is designed to compute correctly. We're not talking about a typographical error with about, some cents and a few dollars. We're talking about thousands of dollars that were overpaid to people who they're asking now to return the money.
Dr. Pancho, puny, ordinary me, had 2 friends that was at the same rank.
Mm-hmm.
One left 6 years ago. One left last year.
Yes.
And it happens the one left last year get more money than the one left 6 years ago. I tell them that all right.
That all right.
From since the ball.
Yes.
They telling me, oh, you play in politics. I say, watch. And I make a joke, I say, watch. All I got to pay back the money like a joke.
Yes.
When the man called me last night and tell me he had to pay back the funds, I say, boy, I didn't really mean that. I just say that too. No, and even then, I understood.
Yes.
You have men who made 40 years.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And men made 23 years.
And they got more.
And 23 years, man, getting more money than 40 years, man. I say no.
Something right.
The math is
Something
not
dead
right.
wrong.
The math is not right. They once asked Bill Clinton how was he able to balance the budget of the United States, and he says simple math, addition and subtraction. And if you could do that, you're not going to make these colossal mistakes. And so that's...
Want to see who they go blame?
Well, the staff in the Ministry of Finance, they laud them. They put them on a pinnacle and said, thank you for staying in the wee hours of the morning and trying to put it together. Remember, he said in 60 days, in 90 days, he was going to pay it. Then 90 days before, in the first 30 days, he came and he said, we can't pay it in 90 days, but give us 150 days. You guys, you got to remember.
No, he had a clip on them, man.
Yeah. He said, I'll do it in 150 days. So give me until November. Well, we were hoping that your mathematicians were able to add, subtract, divide, and multiply and come with something good. Now you paid $74 million, or so you say you paid.
He didn't have the headache of finding the money. It was there.
No, it was there. You see, that's the thing. And the point is, they're not generating money to replenish. They tell you that if you continue taking water from a bucket and you're not putting, there is going to be a day, KB, that when you come, it is going to be empty.
One question, Dr. Pancho.
Talk to me.
You know if the debt is being serviced?
I don't.
He's a man that you know. Yes. Ordinary people like me might know, Dr. Pancho.
Listen, we're going to start questioning all of that now, you know, Carl, because listen.
We have to.
Because if you, on the very first month of the year.
Of your best budget.
Your best budget. Carl, we're going to talk a lot about that, but let me say here, KB, I like the question to introduce me, but I want to say, you know, hats off. Yesterday I stopped by in Crowshoe, you know, Honorable Emmeline Pierre had a nice little get together. Yeah. Man, you know, it was really fun. No. A lot of togetherness.
Now we see the resurgence of the NNP, you know.
I'm telling you. So Honorable Emmeline Pierre, wherever you are, take a bow for yesterday. And you know, the participation of the people, the cooking of the food, the riding of the horses, the children on the playpen, the cricket, just the music, just the atmosphere, KB, was just a love of people. And I just, you know, even though I got there late and all the oil dung that was left, KB had pigtail and I couldn't eat any oil dung. But it was just...
Man, you should have sanctified the thing and consumed, man.
Just pray over it, man. Yeah. When I got there, all the ITEL oil dung, they were finished already, man. But I just had a lot of fun kind of introducing. And you know, KB, so many people came up to me yesterday. People I haven't met before. Yeah. And they were saying, are you going to be on the program on Sunday with KB? And I don't even know these people, you know? Yeah. So people are listening. They may not be calling in, Carl, but they are listening. They're listening. And so let me start off. You know, we start off with the budget. I want to go back to marketing board. Let me say this here,
we didn't get there, so you could lead.
Wow, so let's lead on marketing board. People are going to say, oh, you're beating the horse. Let me say this. I am prepared, Grenada, I am prepared to beat the horse. Beat all the muscles and all the flesh and all the ligaments and beat it down to the bone. And if I could crush the bone into powder, I am going to.
Who the Lord love, he chastens, and to chasten needs to be rough.
Needs to be rough. Let me say this, man. Come on. You know, I was watering some plants this morning and I was thinking about marketing board again, trying to put this psychological spin on it. And I remember, KB, call you too. Remember, parents, when they cook at home and they are sharing food, they usually take the last remain. They give their husband, their spouse, their significant other, their children, the best pieces.
The captain on a boat, if he get in trouble, he last to move.
And I tell you, if a neighbor comes by when your mom has her plate, she will be willing to give that plate away and find something else for herself. What this government continues to do from day one is to take first. Take first. And if anything remains, try to give to your 110,000 population. Something has to be philosophically
when they take what they say, they give you 30,000 next.
Yes.
Because I already talking them.
Well, we coming to that. Listen, I don't know. We have so many things to talk about because there is so many things that are current.
Until God come and we don't finish.
And we not finish. But let me go back. You know, you look at people in marketing board. Some of them have called me, Carl, because there was a time when I used to be a director on marketing board. So I sat.
Hold on 1 second. Let me take the call.
Oh, we have a call? Yes, let's take the call. Let's take the call.
Hello.
Hey, good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. First of all, I just want to call to promote that
breadfruit.
That breadfruit.
Yeah.
Next Friday.
Friday coming.
Yeah,
All you need to promote. Yola, man.
In Victoria?
No, we had the flyer up last Friday, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, we had it up on the line.
But we roasting breadfruit in Victoria?
No, breadfruit in every breadfruit dish there could make.
Delicacies, man.
All breadfruit delicacies on Friday. Make a pass down there.
Now come in.
On the basketball court.
I'll come in.
That is when?
I'll be there.
In
basketball court.
Basketball court in Victoria.
Saturday?
Friday. After the program, we going down there and meet the people, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want us to regular talk about it on the program while the program is very interesting because oh Lord, I ain't things not so. Yeah,
you want the promotion?
We cannot. Yeah, I really want to promote because it come like I take the responsibility of the PR, temporary PR still. So I really want this thing to promote.
Because see Dr. Dubop doing some promotion too.
Okay.
Yes. So I really want this because it's Friday coming.
Friday 17th. Mm-hmm. Everything breadfruit coming down at what's the name of the park? Alston. No.
The basketball court.
Victoria basketball.
On the court, on the hard court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not inside of the playing field. Okay, so Friday the 17th, folks, everything breadfruit will be on the hard court in Victoria. Starting, what time are you starting?
Just 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock in the morning. So in time for lunch, and we are going to be there until all breadfruit products are eaten or sold, or until the bar finishes. On Friday. So Friday, right. Friday the 17th of February.
So I go just sit back and I go just listen.
All right. So we good. All right. You know, so I was saying there are people on the board that I work, not on the board, but who work in marketing board, with whom I have interacted.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking at 15 years ago. So these people are there, and some of them are calling me because they know who I am. With distress calls. I'm getting the distress calls.
Yeah.
You just listen, one of the most wicked thing that you could do to anybody is to remove to destroy their independence, their ability to provide for themselves and their family.
To take all the shot on the back.
Yes.
You're so right.
Never take all the shot on somebody.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
This is inhumane. This is just wickedness, and this is coming. Let me go back here to the analogy about the mom who is willing to give everything when she cooks and take the last.
Yeah.
Let me look at the most of the members of the present government.
Yeah.
These people don't have children and families. So there is a parental piece to it that's missing, and that's the psychology. KB.
I understand what you're talking about.
Yes.
That feeling for poor and
yes.
for others
So
lacking.
So when we used to call Dr. Mitchell the little black boy, it was a way to identify, and for him to identify, and for us to understand that he can identify with the struggling people of Grenada. Yeah. When Eric, let's go back now, Carl, Master Carl, you got to go back with me in history. Yeah. When we were too young for that, but we read history.
You're taking me in some kind of waters, the deep
yes,
dive.
Let's go. That's where I'm taking you.
Yes.
When Eric Matthew Gary came here to Grenada, he was not a college graduate.
No.
The man just loved people.
Yeah.
And he made it known, right? So he fought for workers to improve themselves. Yeah. He had a feeling because he was working on a plantation in Aruba.
Yeah, man.
He knew what slave labor was. He could identify. And these members of this current government, they lack the empathy, the association, psychological bonding to parenting and sacrifice and waking up in the middle of the night and having to spend the last dollar on a child or a family member. They don't have that
feeling.
That intuitive feeling. That is what it is called.
They don't business.
They don't have it. And you can't teach that.
No, they can't.
You have to experience that.
Of course, yes.
You don't go to college for that.
So
you experience that.
So that means they don't see no reason to take, they don't have no feeling to take out the 150.
No, man.
They don't see that as nothing wrong.
They take it out as though they're just spitting on the roadside.
Because Dr. Pancho,
they have no feelings associated with it.
With that 150.
What happens if somebody come to you, me, or KB and says, Dr. Pancho massacre KB, I ain't eat 2 days now and I want something. We understand that.
Yes.
These set of people don't understand.
They don't understand it.
No.
They tell you should have gone get work.
Yes, you should have gone get work.
You should have saved your money.
Look at you, you're young and you're healthy.
Because here what they saying, our the 150, you know. You have somebody saying the people them should have saved their money when they're young. You know?
Yes.
They say when you get older,
there is no
empathy. No empathy.
That, and this is why I'm going to beat this horse
like a bongo drum,
like a bongo drum, because I tell you folk, if you don't understand KB, the psychology of what is going on, we miss it, and we will call them wicked, etc., but we won't have an association. These people don't have the parental feel. So the empathetic system, which is the peripheral nervous system, it's not going to reverberate.
No.
So when they see suffering, they just drive by. It doesn't hurt them. When they see old people, they can't identify. When they see retarded children, they could take, it's like taking away from their mouth to feed themselves. And you wonder why they could so callously do it. They can do it because they don't have that innate feeling.
Let's suppose the people fail to return the money they ask. What do you think will happen?
Well, they're going to take it from future earnings. There is something in law. Let me tell. Well, I don't know. So the legal people, but you can't force me to give money that I signed for. You can't put money in my bank and tell me I have to give you back. No, you can't do that. But what they could do in future earnings, they can. They'll probably take it back. But now they would have to call the people in, then they would have to recalibrate and show them where they made the mistake, yada yada yada, and say okay. But you see, this government is so proud they can't admit that they were stupid. Carl, it's just pure stupidity. You know, it's like saying, oh gosh, boy, I'm so dunce.
No, they're too big.
Yes, they're going to be too big to say that they were dunce and they couldn't add and they couldn't subtract.
With all that, I want to hear about the cess money too.
Oh,
if they could do that with the pension money.
Yes.
I want to know the cess money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I tell you, listen, folk, listeners out there, Grenada is in real doo-doo. Grenada is in real trouble. The budget, the best budget, is depending on $240 million US to make sure that it can float. KB, they were from the CBI program. You saw the release.
I saw the release.
Well, the release is real, KB. The release is not fake. Let me tell you this. Last year, under the NNP, we collected 79 million.
Yeah.
This present government said we're going to do it. We're going to collect 3 times that.
$240 million.
$240 million. Mathematician, you know.
Yeah.
I just did mental math there. They pretended to be the best mathematician. Well, the U.S. now has put in a clause for the issuance.
Yes.
So we might sell, but people buy the visa or this get into the CBI program because of the perks.
Yes.
Now the catch in the CBI visa
is the E2 visa.
Is the E2 visa, and once you nullify that,
because with the E2 visas, their children can go to the US school for free.
For free, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody go for that.
Everybody wants that. They can travel whenever they want. They can they get the tax break. They get all kinds of stuff.
So they rush for it.
But listen to that, Dr. Pancho.
Yes.
When the past administration recognize the influence or the influx of people from the Russian and so on, they say, nah, we don't want Tally to come and mod up the thing for us.
Yes.
So they put a ban on them.
Yeah.
As these globe choppers and them come, because hear what? Dr. Pancho, follow the money and listen to me.
Yes, I'm listening, Carl.
Now, when you go on the CBI website, one Honorable Dennis Cornwall, he has not tell us he's not an agent anymore. The present Prime Minister has not said to the nation, I'm not an agent anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them, I think, in GIS.
Yes.
They have not told the nation, I'm not an agent anymore. So out of that 200 million, they talking about making a lot for themselves.
Yes.
Because here what happened, here how the thing is, and people talking and they just say about, yeah, said that people in Green want to talk about corruption. The Minister of National Security had to sign every passport.
Yes.
The Minister of National Security is the chairman of cabinet who set the percentage to see how he go run. So the man who set how the thing go happen had to sign all the passport. He's still an agent.
Yes.
And tell me about corruption.
Well, you see, because guess what?
You understand, KB? The seriousness, I think the same man who signs all the passport.
Yeah.
And the same man who is the chairman or cabinet who decides how the program run.
Yeah.
Is an agent.
How that will affect the budget, seeing that the American pull the rug below our feet and say, hey, you have to live in Green at 3 years now before you could apply for that. How that could affect the economy?
Well, listen, it therefore means, listen, KB, every month the government is projected to get $20 million
from that.
So actually, right now, they should have collected about $30 million already because we're halfway through February.
Yeah.
So 20 for January and 10 for February. You want to bet they have not collected any money yet? Because why? If somebody knows, and even if they collect, now with the restriction and the 3-year residence in Grenada or the country of origin, it therefore means that those people who are applying now and who are granted now won't get that visa until 3 years down the line.
And not only that, Dr. Pancho, what you find happening, two things. Men go in fertile areas where they don't have to spend.
Where they don't have to do that.
And secondly, listen this. The other CBI programs in the region recognize that. They say, all the other advantage on us. No, we lower in the price.
We lower in the price. So people now going to go to St. Lucia and the other places, KB.
St. Kitts and so on.
Yeah, let's take the call, Dr. Pancho. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Thanks for waiting, caller.
Master Carl.
Hello.
Again. And KB.
Hi.
Dr. Pancho, good afternoon.
Hi there, sweetheart. How are you doing?
Not too bad. They are holding on. I just want to tell you, y'all, I remember in COVID time, we couldn't walk. We could not have gone to the terminal to make with our. Dr. Mitchell at the time was on a program and I called in and I said, sir, how we going to pay we rent? Because we did home for almost months. He said, Miss Cammy, don't worry. We're going to take care of that. When they open back the terminal and all of us that have operating there, that man paid the rent for 3 months for us. Yeah, and the bus terminal, and they can't say a lie. It's the gospel truth. The only thing we had us to do there was to pay the water bill because all of us have a little thing we book. And the busmen that running them out and getting on, they get a check, they get money. They get money to even buy. They get loans. They could have even buy bus terminal. And the same people today, they beating up and keep Michelle. I was to travel. No apology. I was to travel. Travel or reject. I am telling you that.
All right, Sister Cams.
Master Carl, let me say what to say before I fall down and then now.
All right. Go on.
Go on. I like that.
We are grateful people. And no, a lot of them regret police officers. The police officers regret for what they're going through. The people who are respect for police. I see a young man give a policeman 1 cuff last week Saturday. in the tongue of St. George, they have no respect. School children telling our police, a corporal, I am not apologizing to you. When a security lady hold her and say, tell the police you're sorry. No respect. So, you see what's going on? What's going on in the country? Somebody had to tell me. And I have written up and keep me jail. I must call the name. A caller before said that when people get a little bushing, they used to spend the money. And it's true, she don't like. Because when they get a little thing, they should come and support me and support you and buy things in the market. So the government now is not for poor people, it's for rich people. I never seen them pass through the terminal and take a boat. I never see them in the market going to buy a pack of cabbage or a breadfruit. I never see them. Dr. Sikmichel is so fast in the terminal and ask us what's going on. Even some of the people was not for him, but he still is a pass and ask us how business. All the time. Pass to the market. All the time. And I know him, but wait, so one. I don't know what's going on in Green Island because I get frustrated, you know. I get frustrated. I don't want to hide that, you know. Because I'm so fine, I don't know how I pay my bills. I don't know how I pay bills. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
She make mention of the boss, Dr. Pancho and boss man, eh?
Yeah.
And they change, I think, director or leadership in the GDB.
Yes, Mr. Lord.
So
he's no longer
before, now they say a boss man not tell me that. He tell me they used to be lenient with them a bit. I see now, with the change of thing, they taking, it will be going down by captain there.
Yeah.
You see all them boss and them what they take back from people, you know.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I tell you.
Repossession there.
So I see
by Captain Harris there?
Yeah, and
yes, all the buses
and
on
the
the
boss
side
man
there.
them doing armband and thing, you know, I don't hear them. Let's take that call.
Yes.
Hello, afternoon. Welcome
Good
to the
afternoon,
program.
gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
How
How
you
you
guys doing?
Oh,
I
that's,
hope you all are hearing me clearer than I'm hearing you all.
we hearing you.
Because the station is not very clear on the radio, eh? But I'm using WhatsApp to control.
Yeah, we hearing you clear.
You see, while you're talking and I'm talking, there's a mix.
Go ahead, caller. Speak.
Just speak.
All right. Just listen to me, please. And I want to say a special good afternoon to Dr. Pantu, because I love to hear him, especially because he's pointing out the psychological effect of a whole other thing that is happening in this country. Dr. Pantu, you might remember me when you were with God. So often, I comment a lot when you're on the program. And listen to me, I am disturbed. I was very disturbed when you got fired. And especially just after you got fired, our Prime Minister went to the United Nations and made a speech in which he made mention of the mental well-being of our people. He's so concerned about that. And that's something that is part of his government program. My understanding, no, he makes sense of that. That's an absolute lie. And the man is very subtle, he's very deceitful from where I stand. Now, at the same time, I want to talk about that CBI program that they expect 200 and how much million, 200 and something million dollars. You know, it is well known that Dr. Mitchell historically is very much able to attract foreign investors. And he was never able to attract 200 and something million dollars per year. So how on the most efficient historical government in this country? I'm not a party person, and you all should know that. I'm not a party person, but historically, NEC has never been able to attract foreign investment. So how on earth? But take note. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're
hearing you loud and clear.
But take note that the contingency fund was reduced from 40% to 10%. For what reason? The reason being that they could borrow money from it to pay bills, to fund the government project. That the basic principle on which Mitchell operated is the fiscal discipline. Right now, that is out the door. They need to understand that. Is out the door right with that. And then why you telling the people to ban your belly? Because this year will be our pride. Poor thing. I wonder what will learn too late. I mean, I'm sorry to have to say it, but as a fact, we're in serious trouble. As Dr. Panty said, we're in serious trouble. And it's evident by what goes on the stop on them. And there's some phone that is on your radio right now making a certain noise. But right now, business are suffering in this country. I heard the news about what's going on in the Grenville market. The complaint that is coming from the people. They are serious with you. Anyway, I don't take the whole evening. Take care.
Well, thank you, caller. Let me and you know what Miss Kami talked about. I heard her talking about that she has drinks from last year that she is struggling to get rid of and sell this year.
Take the caller.
Yeah, let's take the caller. Oh, we lost it. Okay, so caller, please call back. We want to hear you. I was listening to GBN yesterday, I think it was, and they featured the Grenville market, KB.
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the evening, KB, there is one lady that says she has not sold one item.
Once she sell only a leaf of wrappers or something.
For the day.
Yeah.
KB, this is because
money not circulating.
Money not circulating.
Yeah.
The people who got their pension money, PMD con.
Yeah.
The people who got the money, they have it in the bank. They're traveling with it. They're buying ticket to go to Caribana and stuff. That's what they're doing.
They're going Disneyland and them. They're going.
Yes, they're going to Disney World and Disneyland. They're taking their family there. They're buying a new car. They're not spending it on bread and butter. Let's take this call.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, caller. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kiwi and Master Carl.
Good afternoon.
Master Carl.
Hey.
Master Carl.
Hey.
You know, if Dickon Mitchell had sense and brains, he used Dr. Kidd's same formula to keep the people and control the people. If he had done that, but you change the formula to the old NDC formula, same thing will happen to you. You won't last long. What's your problem? You don't have brains. You're bright, but you don't have this choke up the pen to use that like the same formula and capture the people's mind.
You never go in training school.
He have to come to that training school to handle Grenada, but he cannot and he would not. He failed big time. Go back to school and use the Dr. Kidd formula. He's the boss. He's the test. And you making him, that man makes one of them better than him. You can make more mistake than Tillman and them. You understand?
I agree.
In school, and teacher in school, and learn. Go and ask Dr. Kidd for advice. Sit down with Dr. Kidd and talk to him. They teach you and learn from there. And then you will be what you want to be. All right? You don't know where you are. Sorry for you, Deacon.
All right, caller.
When you campaign speech, they really catch me, I thought, well, I say that it ain't up NNP. But like he opened the road, he's a tractor for NNP.
The place go open like
a tractor for NNP.
The place go open like book, man.
Open the road.
You open the road.
But we thank him for doing that for us.
All right,
Thank you for making it easier
All right,
for us.
thank you.
Yeah.
Two quick things, Dr. Pancho. Now, the last caller brought up the CDB and the 40 with
CBI.
and CBI and the 40% and the 10%.
Yes.
Now, understand, learn this and know this.
Yes.
The leader of government business in the Senate in the budget debate says they're going to go to the IMF and speak out the Fiscal Responsibility Act, 9% of GDP for salary and wages. And they say they go ask the IMF to interfere with it. But the AG already say the IMF want them. So listen this. So they realize now that is catastrophe. So they go around it and reduce it. So the same 30% money they take now.
Yes, that's
because
what
they to pay salary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Simply put.
Yeah.
So they're in trouble already.
They're in trouble. When in the very first month of your best budget, okay?
And you have to have an emergency.
You have an emergency meeting
to take the money quick.
Because
they're in trouble.
KB,
the floating bonds
KB,
on the thing. This
KB,
bonds thing is dead to you, Mr.
Yes,
Patrick.
it's dead. It's dead. Because what they have done, they have literally done, KB, is that they have a little savings.
Yeah.
And they have said, let's go in there now and take it in the very first month.
Yeah.
When December comes
10 million or 10 million, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
Hello. Thanks for waiting.
Okay, we lost it.
They take the 10 million.
Okay. Ask the caller to call back, please.
They take the 10 million.
4420175. Sorry,
Yes.
we missed the call.
All right. Yes.
They take the 10 million. 10 million hours they know what they go for.
They went.
Because they had to get it to pay salary this month end.
Mm-hmm.
It's back.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the program.
Yes.
Nobody will call her this evening and say they don't hear him.
Well, they call already. Who going on YouTube? Who going well because radio don't give in trouble?
Aye.
You'll find that maybe I joined the force too young or too thing because people join long after me. Entitled all $3,000 and $4,000 gratuity, and they got it.
That the formula is same.
Well, what I'm telling you, in my days, I didn't know. Only we got, let's say, I imagine something $1,000. Eh? And right now, those other people who is medical juniors and them get $100.
Sarge.
What is the formality?
Sarge, let me tell you something. You know when we sat in the RGPF, when Pench in the 1958 legislation was not as it is now, we used to sit down and know if you is an inspector, you go get out $80-something thousand.
Well, that's what I know.
If you is a sergeant, you go get out 70-something. If you is a corporal, you go get out 60-something. And if you is a constable, you go get out 50-something. Everybody know that's how you so come.
Yes,
and a lot of people did not like the rank of ASP because they used to pay you at your substantive rank of an inspector. So anytime a man with ASP fighting to get a super.
Yeah.
So we know the money. So when I hear constables getting $150,000, I say by they go and joking.
Was a constable like that?
Yeah, I say by they go take back that money from you. Like a joke.
A lady get 200 and something.
Men getting $240,000. I say by they go take back that funds.
So what do you tell them, Miss?
No, understand, KB. We know based on the calculation. And we know it's taking you, when you get gratuity, it's taking you 12 and a half years to work out. Let me give you an example. Me and you have the same service, same rank, and we retire. If I say I don't want gratuity, I think more pension than you for 12 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
After 12 years, you're catching up with me if you get gratuity.
It's even out, yes.
So we knew all that. So when I hear this kind of money men getting, in my own way, I see by they go take money from you. Oh, Master Carl, everything for you is politics. Now the same set of men call me and tell me they call me back for the funds.
Yeah.
And they call back and tell
The
me
papi
that
showing the
if they
people.
If they don't, you don't hear the alternative. If they don't pay it back, they don't get in no pension, nothing at all. They go until they finish pay it back.
My God.
You understand that?
Yeah, you see? Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what they'll do.
Lack of institutional knowledge. They don't know. And Mr. Dr. Pancho and KB, it will be unfortunate here because they go blame the Ministry of Finance people and the Accountant General, which is improper because you had 2,200 people already receiving pension, so you must know what the formula was.
The formula is there. Yes, let's take that call.
Don't listen to the radio, listen to the phone.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Master Carl, from day one, I was asking
Load down your radio.
what formula use
Load down your radio.
calculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because because myself and a former colleague, we were speaking.
I know that.
And I keep saying to
You speak
him,
to me too.
something is not adding up with that money that is being paid. We review a number of persons as it relates to the time of employment, the position or rank, and the time they retire. And I cannot understand how these people get that amount of money. We both said some time to come, they will ask these people to pay the money. Just before the program starts, we were talking about it. He said, look at it. We spoke about it and look at it happened. Look at it happened. What formula was used to pay these people? And I am concerned about the persons working in finance. How many of these people were involved in the calculation, tabulation of this money?
Because remember, listen to
Something is
this.
wrong. A gentleman meet me. He said, you're getting the money. I said, no.
No, guess.
He said, you don't get money. I said, no. And I spoke with him. I spoke with him. He said, they have to give you more. He said, go and speak with them. They have to give you more. But I know that's stupid.
We had that
I'm not that
conversation.
stupid because I know there was something wrong about that money.
Because a
There
man,
is something wrong about the calculation of that money.
an officer make 42 years. And a man will make 27 years get more money than him. I say something though, right?
Exactly.
And the man will make 42 years was in higher rank about 3 times than that man. I see by they will take back the funds from you.
Somebody make 34 plus years. Somebody make 34 plus years. Retiring at a higher rank of somebody who make 26 years retiring at a constable. The person who retires as a constable get more money than that person who retired at that bigger rank. Something has to be wrong.
Something had to be wrong.
No,
Something
if I
got
fall
wrong.
in the bracket and they give me that money, I don't give it back.
No, not a cent. All is mine. And we have a next call on the
take it. Hello. Hello. Afternoon. Afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Am I on air?
Yes, you're on air.
All right. Well, I find I didn't hear anybody, so I was just saying maybe you had a little confusion with other lines.
No, we good.
Okay, right. Very well. So good evening to the panelists again. And I wanted to go back to where I started on the program. Now, all prime minister or premier from the 50s on to now assisted and create avenue to develop the poor and vulnerable in our country. Gary saw what was needed then. The estate workers has been brutalized and working for little or nothing. He tried to improve on the well-being. And he was the first prime minister to land for the landless. Again, I come back with that story. And then you had Maurice Bishop. When he saw that people was working up to 4 and 5 in the evening in the estate, he said, no, we're going to make a cut-off time for the poor people in the estate. And then for the women who got pregnant, he did put something in place called maternity leave. So when they go on leave, they're sure that they will return to work.
Yeah.
This was the revolution ply to assist and develop people, to help the Grenadian poor strata of our country. Dr. Mitchell, he came, he recognized what Gary did. He take a picture of Morrison and Gary, and he developed his own. He said, poor people needs to benefit in our country. They have served their time, they have worked hard, and he decided to assist them. So he developed on that by saying, okay, those of us who didn't qualify for the NIS pension, we're going to give you what we call the poor relief.
Yeah.
That he start improving on it until it becomes 450. Again, a government that is in power catering to the needs of poor people or to help people to develop. He also said that these people that was working on the estate did not have bathroom and toilet in the house.
Yes.
He decided that we're going to create an avenue
Yes.
to assist these poor people so that they can develop themselves. They can feel comfortable because they have done humane service for our country. And this was the ply of Dr. Mitchell and his government, his team of people. Then we come to a physical problem in 2013. He decided to make a reform, to reform the country so that we can be stable, managing the countries, the people's purse properly, so that the people, other countries, people could allude to Grenada from 2013 unto now and say the economy has grown, the best developing economy. When you're talking about economy, that is when Dr. Mitchell and his team put physical policy in place to improve the lives of poor people and people in our country. Today we have a government. To date, I am coming to that one now, who portraying Morris, not Gary. You want to portray Morris. Little do you know about Morris. I don't want to even talk about him and Morris because he was just about 3-4 years old when Morris and them was in Grenada. So I didn't want to talk about that. Now this gentleman is taking away from the poor people to solve his needs of the bureaucrats, the well-to-do, the big shots in this country, giving them $600 million tax break and putting tax on sugar for poor people to buy. No, when you are a government, you have to, one, cater for every single strata of our country, the big and the poor, but mainly the poor people who cannot help themselves. I am asking why you take off the 150 fine. Now you have marketing board that was instituted by the revolution. I was around when that I was working for the farmers. I said in order to get marketing board going, you have to create a union for farmers so that they can have the process, know when to plant, know what to plant, and when the marketing and national importing board is going to receive their produce. That was to assist farmers in their welfare and their livelihood. I am saying to them, they want to call it another name. They want to give it another name. But I believe they want to privatize it and give it to a well-known CEO that was there, according to the school children and the pumpkin vine that I got there. They wanted to give a gentleman who managing some supermarkets all over Grenada. They want to give it to him so he can run it to make money. But when you look at $10 million annually coming in from sugar and rice and so forth in marketing board, I think something is wrong in revising and not putting the proper structure in place and getting rid of workers. The main thrust of them is to get rid of all the workers inside it and re-employ who they want. And that is another strategy of the shortfalls. Now I hear earlier today somebody called me and tell me, listen man, no, I'm not afraid to say it now because everybody knows my voice now. They are asking people to return the monies that they pay them. My God in heaven, you put a secretariat in place. You put a secretariat in place to pay out pension. You overpay. As you claim to say, you overpay people. And now you're asking them to bring back. Some people didn't get pension because they go withhold the pension. No, because they're claiming that they overpay. So they want to make up the pension money until they could get back what they overpay them. So a lot of people would not get pension. It makes no sense. I think it's time that Grenadian people come out and demonstrate against this present regime, asking the Prime Minister and his team to step down or step aside or call a new fresh election.
Attack.
And this is what we know, we expect from them. Because the man started to campaign with a lie. The first thing first, I want to say that people tend to forget about the lies he promised. Oh, your job will not be terminated. In fact, contract is illegal in this country.
The guy will chop seaweed.
Oh Lord. Then he promised the marijuana plantation farmers.
Rasta again.
We are going to legalize marijuana. Where is this lies coming from? Oh, the prominent part. We know we cannot make people permanent. Soon as they win the election, they have problems. They can't pay to regularize people is a problem for them. I am saying to this Prime Minister today, I hope he's listening, and I want to pay heirs to what is going on
Why
in
they
this country.
eating food by 2 win?
Well, whether eating food or not, I am saying before the men start to work, he put $2,000 on the salary. You're taking away $150 from the poor people, who some of them have to end up in going and leaving a home, leaving the house and going a home because they cannot foot the electricity bill. Come on. I heard Dr. Pancho mention, and I believe that is true. When some of us grow up without parents, or the love of parents, our brother and sister around us, and we don't have fellow feelings for what happened, we just take on and we own and doing things. They're not feeling no pressure. They don't have no feelings. They have nothing inside of them to sorry for people. And this is the problem that we face in Grenada. When you cannot feel sorry, and still people call in and say they just come into government, give them a chance to do more wrong, to hurt more people, to cause more chaos in the country. These are the issues that we are facing with. Things that we know for a fact. I said that this man had been fighting against poor people for the big shots in Grenada. And I could call breweries, Calabash Hotel, just to name a few. He fought against SGU. He fought against people, poor people in this country, already terminated. You say the court cannot give you that right.
People born in house, he fight against that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And these are the issues that we face. I am totally fed up with what I'm hearing, the comments and problems that these poor people is facing. I am fed up of hearing it. Some people don't know when last they were supposed to get salary. Some people doesn't know.
School children say to ask Mr. Dennis Connell, my representative, Honorable Dennis Connell, if he get paid. School children want to know if he get paid.
His salary come out long time already.
School children ask if he get paid, so maybe they know something.
Oh, okay. So that means
don't assume. You don't know. School children maybe know why they're asking.
Okay, Connor, thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
All the best.
Okay. But I tell you, KB, we come back to the same thing about the feeling.
The feeling.
You know, this caller is dead on target. Okay. We have a caller?
Yes.
Oh, let's take those. Yeah, we want them.
Hello.
Hi.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, KB.
How you doing, Chief?
I'm okay, man. Okay. KB, I want to go in and just forget too quick. When you look at the track record of NDC, we're in government, the economy always be on a downfall. Spending power of the people in the country is on the downfall. Everything for construction, everything a standstill. And I ask myself a question concerning the business people in the country. The business people know that whenever NNC in government, they get affected because people have their money to spend, so the business collecting less money. Whenever NNP in government, they have more money to spend and the business people flourish. But yet they're still making a mistake and still going to support a government, a party that they know if they elect them, they'll have the same problem. Andrew, Mr. Carl and Mr. Pancho and KB. You know, sometimes I ask myself answer the question again. Right? If some people doesn't think, some people doesn't look. You know, sometimes want to do something, but you show. They have YouTube, they could go back and look at and see what is the formula. Look at what is the formula. And I always say it's better run from someone, right? And then if you run from someone, it'll be successful. forget about that. You learn from somebody and be successful. The most important thing, you're on the right track in doing what you're supposed to do. But a man that always feel he know, I don't know what anything. His downfall going to be great. He going to be great. Because what the government is doing is just bringing more hardship and difficulty on all the poor people back of Great Caribbean Picamatic. And it affects everybody. Even the business people and them, so many business people that support them, they get affected because why? People where they had a business, people that working, so they send home. So how would the business flourish? It affects them. Right? So that's my piece this month.
Okay, thank you for coming.
But KB, let me also tell you that we talk about the feeling, right?
Yeah.
But listen, the Minister for Finance stood up and said that this is and Masakal said this is not the largest, so he has the facts. This is the largest transfer of wealth in the history of Grenada.
Lie.
Right? But that was a lie because a previous government transferred more. But he boasted it. So let me say this. This is the Minister for Finance, KB. That's his ministry. Yeah. In other words, he has to take full responsibility
for the mess.
For the mess. We can't deflect that.
Who could vindicate him?
Deacon Amis. What's his last name? Mitchell. Yeah. I don't want to remember the name. Yeah. Seriously, I don't even know the name. But Deacon Amis. He has another middle name. Another name. Mitchell.
Amis.
Yeah, Amis. Yeah, well, whatever it is. Amis, listen, you must take responsibility. You can't count. You overpay people not by a few dollars and say, well, we miss. Instead of 12 months, we pay them for 11 months or that kind of thing. You pay people, some people, you pay them double what they should get, 75% more than what they should get. You are the ones who you needed to take lessons from the mathematician, the PhD in statistics. He told you so. He told you couldn't add.
He had to resign.
Yes, well, KB, when I was coming...
Can we tell you had to resign? No amount of Pontius Pilate basin could wash you from that. You have to take full responsibility.
When I was coming, I hear
the buck stop at your feet.
At your feet. You are two.
The man is a corporate liar.
Yes, the most powerful position in the government is the Prime Minister and then the Minister for Finance. Yeah. There is no question about it. Right? And he has both. Yes. He has both portfolios. It therefore means that you must now genuflect and bow and pray and ask forgiveness for the inability to add, subtract, multiply, and divide.
Basic.
But he won't. Wait a while, KB.
We trust him with the public cost,
KB, how you want to go to CARICOM and tell them and pretend you're bright when you have people like Mia Motley? And when you're taking picture and you can't add and you can't subtract.
You're the boy Antigua bad on figures.
Yes.
Let's take that call.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And the man so unmanly. Sure. Have a nice day.
Okay. But this man is the laughing stock of the Caribbean.
Can you imagine?
We trust you with the people's purse.
Can you?
You're supposed to defend it with your life.
With your life?
Yes. How could you just give away the money like that?
Give away with a smile.
One policeman get $100 and something $1,000. Too much.
Too much.
Not by 20, not by 30, no.
Yes.
That man must go and spend that money. Go ask him where you get the money to give back.
That's the point,
And that is taxpayers' money.
And that is taxpayers' money. And that is according to Carl, the crux on the matter. Let me.
That's a way to be liked.
Yeah. Master Carl?
Let's take that call.
Oh, we have a caller. Yes, let's take that call.
Hello.
Yeah, brother Carl. How are you?
I ain't hear the tune since I come in.
We'll take a break. Election very soon. Very soon we're having an election.
You ready?
Already long. Since in the first 2 months. Because these people and them can run the country.
Oh, gosh.
They can't run the country at all. So you better step down quick as possible. Thank you.
Yeah, let's take a break here and get it snake.
Yes, that is thing. Yeah. When we come back, I want to
driver cannot drive.
Yes, oh gosh, we had to play that.
91.5 Real FM got you covered.
what is wrong with Trinidad. You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with my wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver cannot drive.
Next year will be 30 years since I entered the parliament. Vulnerable and marginalized among us, we ought to question ourselves.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You know, when I heard the closing down marketing board, I said, no. This government always say they love farmers and they believe in agriculture. Because they say all NNP doing is tourism.
Yes.
But when a plane drop on the Point Selling Airport, these government paying for every empty seat.
Yes, they are.
They subsidizing this aircraft. Because they say they don't like tourism, but they subsidize the aircraft. Marketing board.
Yes.
Is what the farmers depend on. It's a gateway to sell the produce. You don't subsidize it, you're closing it down.
You're closing it down.
And you see, you have agriculture.
Yes.
Government owned 4th estate. They send 32 workers in Gambra estate home and they keep 2. And they say they love agriculture.
Can we have a call online there?
Yes. Okay.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing, KB?
How you doing, Chief?
Boy, not too bad. I look out for you, one.
Okay.
Hear me now. The if it is true that some people get over excess money or over too much money in the gratuity, I know people who get gratuity, they are still getting pension. That pension would be cut out permanently, I guess, as much. But the people who get over money,
I don't know what formula they will use. I don't want to speak for them. They have to say what they want to do. I don't want to preempt. I don't know what in their mind, is them, the conscience, and Papa God. They have to decide. Okay.
You gone.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Closing marketing board.
Everything.
It's a serious blow.
Everything.
But who they want to give it to? I hear he's a white man that buying sauce up.
Oh, he's a white man.
Who they want to give WRB?
Yes.
A white man.
Yes.
In America.
Yes.
So the white man are doing sauce up. The Caucasian man are doing sauce
up.
School children see.
Yes.
You have good links in Brazil.
Yes.
And Brazil, professor, is near to Colombia.
Yes. Yeah, man.
So who know?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Might just come over here.
Yes.
And the fact that things could move from the port without being checked to the Ashikood system.
Yes.
The mighty port.
That problem.
That's problem.
So good stuff resembling that of detergent.
Yes.
Could come over
But
here.
not only that,
because
no.
Brazil close to Colombia.
Carl, they could pretend it's soursop powder,
Yes.
Because when you dry soursop and you grind it, it look like the good stuff too,
So I say, because Brazil is near to Colombia.
Oh boy.
Good,
Take the
good
call.
stuff.
Take the call.
Good afternoon,
We
caller.
gotta go to Kariako before we end today.
Hello, caller.
KB,
Hi.
KB, I hear they say that white man is through the giving the place,
Yeah, I know. I meet my friend Carlo King the other day,
I say, King, I hear is your boss they giving the marketing board. So I say, Patrick King, just know you will be in charge of marketing board. I come for a job.
And Kevin, where Mr. Tillman and them nobody don't say nothing.
They lose their tongue.
You do a patrimony again.
When Nazim, when
They
Mr.
lost their
Tillman,
tongue.
Can't eat that tongue on them.
They lost their
say
tongue.
nothing, and these people say they love Grenada so much.
They lost
and
their
nobody say
tongue.
nothing. I hear they say the white man, yes. I
Yeah,
hear they was-
yeah.
If I was the farmers, whenever whoever take over there, I didn't go and sell nothing there. I didn't go and sell nothing there. I'd get things, go and sell me things on the street and in the different village. I didn't tell you nothing there with me. Me was them farmers. Yes. Good afternoon.
They don't have a choice. Okay, thank you for calling.
Yeah, let me go Carrico, Professor.
Boy, we need to go to Carrico. That's how we're going to end today. You know, there is a runaway train in Carrico. Yes, there is a runaway train. A juvenile. And mark my word.
A juvenile. At large.
At large in Carrico.
Take my son you're talking about. You.
No, that one is not juvenile age, but it's juvenile behavior.
Yes.
In other words, he's an adult in age, chronological age.
Professor, you ever seen that you could be a little boy?
Yes.
A big boy and an old boy.
And an old boy, yes. So that one is a juvenile boy.
What he do wrong again?
What he do wrong is, will he ever do anything right? I listened to him today. Well, hear what school children say, no, Carl?
Yeah.
School children say how he probably didn't send a message to the Prime Minister, but he tells somebody, let the Prime Minister run Grenada. He go run Carriacou.
No.
That's what he said?
Yeah, man, he said that.
We're laughing, but I seriously.
No, he said that.
No, but Dr. Pancho.
Yes.
The Prime Minister, no.
Yes, the Prime Minister know that.
The Clipping Independence platform.
Are you lying on my son?
No, because the Prime Minister say Grenada, which includes the state of Carriacou.
Yes.
And the state of Pitimat.
Yeah, he said that. He said that. He said that. He said
so
that.
Grenada, Carriacou is a state?
A whole state
the
for
Prime
itself,
Minister,
man.
play the clip anyway. The Prime Minister say which includes the state of Carriacou and the state of Pitimat. So
he know you don't have control over Carriacou and Pitimat.
Carriacou, no. Listen, KB.
Friends, visitors of Grenada, which includes the state of Petit Martinique,
Carriacou is not a state. Petit Martinique is not a state. Deacon Mitchell, what wrong with you?
He has to resign.
The
boy can add. The boy can control his members.
Yes, Pancho, go on.
Yeah. So let me say this here. So this runaway train, this juvenile, made it public. You know, KB, there are certain things that you say in confidence with your family, with your colleague, you know. But he went on Callistra's program and he said that he has next election to win. When asked about the termination and firing of people, he said, I have to take care of my foot soldiers. Quoting the man, you know.
Yeah.
He said, because I have a next election to win. He said, it will be stupid of me not to take care of the people who fought for me. You are a minister of government and you're justifying the termination of people you think did not support you by saying, now is the time for you to take care of people who are close to you so that you're trying to secure yourself. You see how selfishness is?
Yeah.
You see what it is? Yeah. You see what I'm talking about there?
So you don't represent the whole.
No, man, he don't. When asked, because he likes to say he represented the whole of Carriacou and the whole of Petit Martinique. So when asked by the host, well, there are pockets of dissension. How do you address that? He said, election have consequences. These were his words. I am sure that the Prime Minister listening, and he's going to have to listen to that interview, because that interview is so self-serving. It's so diabolic to an agenda that includes people. You do not go and say that in public.
Yeah.
You do not justify that this is what I am doing. When they ask him about his aunt, why he terminated her, he said no comment.
My God.
The man is so callous. He's so indifferent to blood family. Can you imagine what he is going to do? KB, you know, you have been in politics before I was born, that the best way to win is to keep your opponents close. You know that. I hear you teach young guys like me in Tivoli School that if you want to win, you want to stay in power, keep your opponents, your enemies close to you. What he is doing is to ostracize, alienate his opposing team.
They could be too hostile to him.
Well, guess what? He only won Carriacou by 100 and something votes. Let him think that he has not offended more people than what he won by.
Yeah, boy.
You see, this train in Carriacou thinks, and how rude can you be to say to the Prime Minister, you go ahead and take care of Grenada. I will take care of Carriacou.
What make you think his behavior different to NDC behavior down here? What make you think his behavior update?
You're right.
Is different
You're
to
right.
the NDC behavior.
You're right. And Master Carl talked about it, that unity not existing.
That is the policy.
It never.
They believe in what you call drain the swamp.
Yeah.
The swamp they're draining is NNP swamp.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Punishing.
You have a call on it.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, how you doing?
You wait till the end to call, boy. That's good.
Yeah, what you do?
I say you wait till the end to call. That's good. That means you listen. Yeah.
Well, I normally do that, eh?
Training school, you know.
Yeah. Dr. Panchu, I met you once. I don't think you remember me. I met you in Grenville by Seattle.
Okay.
Job, you came in there and I felt I was kind of provoking you and you got vexed and went out. I don't even remember that earlier on. That's the first place I met you. But I heard a lot about you and I know a lot of the Panchus in Maribor.
Okay.
I even asked you about if you were related to any of them in Maribor. You tell me it's all the Panchus I want.
Yeah.
Something that I'm hearing there that is some kind of surprising, you know. One is about this money thing, that how some people get too much money and what the calculation was bad and what. I'm hoping that didn't have much truth in it, you know, because that is extra seriousness. But I won't make any much comment on it because I'm hoping that didn't have. I mean, the people are getting money. That's the next thing. But I'm really hoping that is not true, right? Based on the calculation that was used, based on what was said.
You hope weak because that is true.
Well, 60, you said it was 60 million, you end up with 75, and you're still paying people and you don't know. That could be a very, very serious disaster. But the next thing is that the same gentleman that you spoke about from Carriacou, I listened to the interview with him and Callister, and it was very awful. For a man at his standard, boasting that he is the Minister for Carriacou Affairs, he was not listening to Callister. And for that matter, he was trying to choke her with information while she was asking him questions. And I mean, that was, I would want you all to get a clip and play that, because that was very, very, very issue. Well, I would say that man, I'm not sure that he's professional or he knows what he's doing. He definitely, Callister got fed up, got vexed with him about 3 times. She asked him a question and he telling her all about what he did and how since he came
Very
in
friendly journalist on him, man.
You know, and that's insulting. She has to tell him, well, look, I am interviewing you. And tell her about a government have 7 months and we did so much. And every question she tried to get to him, he was not answering. It really, it was in very, very bad taste. And I think that's not the way to go in leadership. You are a visitor and a host. The visitor, the host is telling you, asking you questions, and you turning the questions into thing where you just want to say what you want. I mean, that was definitely not nice for his standard. I don't know if anyone have heard the clip.
Yes, I listened to the greater part of this interview. Yes, and we have it. You know, it's established. We
had the clips if need be. But
yes,
we're not in it. Yes, of promoting that fellas and
yes, we're not promoting.
It's not a matter of promoting.
No, a lot of people hear it other places. We don't do them forward.
Yeah, people. I don't consider it about promoting. I consider that people have to have respect for people.
Yeah.
When you're on a program, you have to think. You can't tell you.
But we've been saying that a
you.
long time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell you what to ask you.
Yeah. But thank you very much. Thank you. Carl, before we got a few more minutes, you know.
How much minutes we got?
About 7, 6, 5. Yeah.
4 and
4 of us. Oh God, yes.
What, 5 minutes?
Yeah, you know
right there.
Yes. Let me say this, man. The sham, the incompetency, the lack of research and knowledge and
institutional knowledge,
idiotic behaviors of these guys.
Let me just say the one thing, Dr. Pancho.
Yes, tell me.
Ask KB what mash up the revolution.
Yes.
Institutional knowledge.
Yes.
Arrogance.
Yes.
And youth experience.
And inexperience.
And
we see that at play right
now. And because let me tell you this.
That's a deadly combination.
Right now.
Because these guys flaunt before Grenada. And they said, okay, we're going to fix the nurses' migration.
Yeah.
We're going to give them $500. They had secret meeting with the nurses. We said, watch, we can't make you guys permanent. We're going to give you a little contract. All they say is illegal. No. We're going to give you, we can't make you permanent, but we're going to give you a $500 stipend. Okay? And the nurses smile. Lo and behold, as soon as they get it, they tax them. They put them in a different tax break. They didn't get the $500. But not only that, the minister, Lacrate, Jonathan, where are you? You could pray more than praying mantis.
That the praying mantis?
Yes, that's the praying mantis. But let me tell you, there is something you didn't pray for. Because, you know, I heard you crying in Parliament when you were presenting. We need you, nurses, we need you. Well, I want to ask Jonathan Lacrate tonight to be honest with the nation and come and tell us how many nurses left Grenada at the end of January.
26.
20-something nurses. Carl, we need to let Grenadians know that people, they're not worrying with you because they see the fakeness in the leadership, the incompetency. They're not feeling secure. They thought you had their back, but they realized you don't even have any part of them.
Dr. Pancho,
yes, sir.
Here's a piece of fact.
Tell me the facts.
The Prime Minister,
yes,
in recent days went to the North and promised to make them permanent next year.
Next year.
But I believe he pulling a fast one on them because remember, at the same time, some Dr. Gilchrist is leading the effort for the proposal.
Yeah, Corlan Gilchrist, I know him. Yeah, I know Corlan.
They put in a contributory scheme together. So telling the North, he gonna make them permanent next year. When he know next year, he want to put the scheme together. He lying for them.
He lying for them, and that's his habit. That's the habit of the man. The man walked on stage lying. And KB, he going out lying.
Yeah. So we can trust him with the truth.
Oh, you going to trust him with the truth?
and Dr. Pancho, as you only know, sees. It is believed and there's information to strongly suggest before the year end, 59 more go move.
Yes. They have already indicated.
So 59 going and 100 police officers.
Yeah.
Yes. Who will stay in them?
I have no idea.
So there we see incompetence. There we see lack of institutional knowledge. Even to the fact that you go in Independence Parade and you don't know if you have to take salute.
Yes, you don't know.
You didn't know that?
Damn it, don't know.
They didn't brief him?
No, man, the man see a little box. He thought he was
what really happened? Hold on, KB. Listen this. The present Prime Minister always look for forward. So he went up there and everybody was patriotic. So he feel that is it.
Yeah.
So he walked down there to tell him, no boss.
Goal. The band had to play the match.
There's structure to this thing.
Yeah.
They're not going and chop piece of wood.
So they didn't brief him before?
I don't know.
You don't go in the training.
boy can't learn.
If you don't take in briefing,
You don't realize
you see, Dr. Pancho explain the kind of leaders who doesn't take no advice, why they believe they know everything.
Yeah.
It's good for them. You know what happened?
Yeah.
When NNP used to have the independent celebration,
They go in Kamahan Park.
They going in the bush.
Yes,
they go in Kamahan
so
Park.
they don't see.
So they don't see, they don't know.
Yeah. They don't see the class.
Not the class, they don't answer with protocol.
Yeah, they don't
know they go in the bush and hold independence.
And Dr. Pancho's school children say,
yes,
they didn't even invite the commissioner wife. I don't know, school children say
School
that.
children say that.
And school children say, the school children say, John Mitchell is a ACP. So he's supposed to receive the commissioner, but they say, a superintendent running for him and receive the commissioner in the park. All kind of marker they show, papi show.
A school child just tell me, them police officer and them going one by one. 88 left to go.
But he have about 100 application. The only thing we're keeping some of them men and them here, like they smell the rat, you know. They say they don't show if you have money to pay them. That's the only reason they don't go here.
Yes.
They want to make sure the funds there. If they get to know the funds, they move in one time. Well, give me a final second, KB. Final one.
My final one is Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell.
Resign.
You lost the moral authority to continue in that position as finance minister. So we want to just step out with a little bit of dignity.
Pancho.
Pray for Grenada.
What?
There is no question. There is no
That's a
question.
serious one.
Yes. Because we are in trouble. We are in trouble. Too many false starts, too many mistakes, juvenile mistakes are happening in Grenada, and we need leadership. We don't have leadership in Grenada.
We need to get an adult in the room.
Yes, an adult must.
Mr. PM, if you don't dealing with those issues on them, I demand that you call election this year.
Yeah, call the election this year.
Folks, thanks for having us today.
All right. Thank you, all the best.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources.